Hello, what's up this morning, everyone? Welcome. Fine Tuesday to ya all. Good to see ya. What is up, Black's Magic Arena? Buff Kangaroo, Amira Britt, Tazinger, how is everyone doing today? Jay Cullen, Dylan Hunter, Thornblood, welcome. Hopefully, everyone having a wonderful week, an awesome day, and I'm super excited because we're gonna play some new standard cards today, and standard's in such a weird spot at the moment. Yeah, I'll definitely let you know, Megafox. I assume it'll be fine, but I'll check the email, and if I need something, I'll definitely let you know. I'm actually kind of excited. Standard is in such a unique spot right now, where we might be in the most diverse standard that we've had in, like, years, decades, maybe. Still a very fast standard, but we have some cool new stuff to try, which I'm very excited about. No modern today. Today we're playing some standard today. Still wandering around trying to build something resembling a standard deck with the cards I have. That is a challenge in this standard for sure. But one of the cards I'm intrigued to try. So here, I got 3 decks. I dug around and I found 3 interesting decks today. Next rotation, still like a year. Next January or February. There are going to be shake-up bannings in between, so we might get some shake-up bannings. Have you guys mapped out how long it's going to take for you to finish the best standard deck ever bracket? So assuming we don't add anything to it, which we probably are going to add some sort of, I don't know, some sort of losers bracket. I don't know exactly what it's going to look like. If it's going to be a full losers bracket or like maybe some decks that y'all vote on get a chance to be in like a mini losers bracket to get into the next round. But without any of that stuff, it would be 63 episodes to play straight through the bracket. So 63 weeks, which would mean about a year from now, we'd be finishing it up, assuming we don't add anything else. No modern today, I thought you'd be playing standard. It's pretty much modern. I mean, at this point, what's the difference between standard and modern, really? I agree with you about Drowned Yard colorless being a cause. I know, everyone's skipping over it, especially in the context of where it would be best with Doomsday Excruciator trying to play a sextuple? What is sextuple? Maybe sextuple. It's got a lot of black mana symbols in it. So in that deck in specific, there is a very, very high cost. Hey, Seth, once the first round of the videos are over, are you and Richard going to review the decks and talk about upsets or predictions for the next round? Yeah, I think the plan is after the first round is done to do some sort of like podcasty stat style episode where we go through that stuff, talk about the decks, what surprised us, what we think is going to come next, see if there's any eras that really flopped or really stood out. Like, is it all the newer decks that got through? Did, the late 90s for some reason do way better or way worse than we expected? So yeah, we're definitely going to do something like that once the first round wraps up. We still got a little ways to go. We're like maybe a quarter of the way through the first round, somewhere in that realm. So we still got a little ways to go. Dogamith for the 82nd month. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. And Messikai, welcome you as well. Big super for you. Thank you. Are you guys planning to bring in any new standard decks that come out during the tournament? So we've talked about that as well. If there's a way that we try to add in like a deck or two of 2026, I think that's also a possibility. Maybe we're going to do a wild card, 2 wild card rounds. So we got to pick any deck. So maybe the like last wild card round, we do 2 decks from 2026 standard. So yeah, I would like to sneak in, assuming there's something interesting. Like, if we wanted decks from right now, what would you pick? Like, a Badger Mole Cub deck would make sense to me, just because that card's very good. And then, is it Lessons, I guess, would be the 2? So we'll have to wait and see a few months from now. If anything clearly rises to, like, Deck of the Year status, then I think we'll try to figure out a way to sneak it in. I was surprised to see 4-color Copycat die so easily. Deck seems like it'd be in my top 5. I was shocked by that one. Although I will say, I don't want to spoil too much if people haven't watched it yet. But, the sideboard cards played a huge role in that match, and I was thinking about it, and Pithing Needle did not exist in Standard when Copycat Combo was around. There was no Pithing Needle effect. I actually think that if Pithing Needle existed in Standard with Copycat, it's possible it wouldn't have even needed to be banned. Maybe it still would have needed to be banned, but it would have been a lot closer to not needing to be banned. So it's kind of interesting to see how something as small as Something as small as a Pithing Needle existing in the sideboard can really have an impact on one of the stronger standard decks in like recent years, which is kind of crazy. Labrador for the 28th month. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I know Richard said he felt like it was a 50-50, but honestly, I can't believe that when he had exactly one relevant sideboard card. I did feel like it was a little unlucky because the deck, the copycat deck definitely could have comboed off if it wasn't for the Pithing Needle. And Pithing Needle being a one-of and showing up so often was a little bit unfortunate. I think if we ran that match like 10 times, I still think Copycat would probably win like 7. Like, I think Copycat is favored in that matchup overall. I will say Tooth and Nail is way better than I thought. Like, it turns out that Tron is still pretty busted, even if you're playing Darksteel Colossus as your finisher, and we're epping into Tooth and Nail, and Kiki Jiki's there for some reason, but it turns out if you make 7 mana with 3 lands, it is still pretty busted regardless of what you're actually ramping into. O-Stone is actually very good there too. Lucid, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super Jeffrey, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So what are we doing today? So here are the 3 decks that I got that I want to mess around with today. So deck number 1, I think this deck looks very funny. It's in... So, okay, the card that caught my attention was Furdot Core, because over the weekend, there was a Furdot Core deck that people are playing at regionals, or someone was playing at regionals that was kind of working, and I thought it was hilarious. So I was looking for Furdot Core decks, and I came across this beautiful pile of Northwind Avatar shenanigans. I really want to try this deck, because I think Northwind Avatar might actually be kind of a good card. So that's the new dragon that tutors a card from your sideboard. So this deck, the idea is you get down to Dracogenesis so you can cast your dragons for free. Then you can use Northwind Avatar to tutor up a whole bunch of... There's Summon Bahamut's, which is a dragon. Urani's a dragon. There's some Drakoseth action. There's Lathliss. There's Meringue River Regents. There is... Ancestor Dragon. Yes, this card exists in standard. There's a Shiko, there's Terror of the Peaks, there's the Flock Imposter. So we could use the Northwind Avatar to tutor whatever dragon seems really good in this situation for free. If we ever get multiple tutors, then we can like Northwind Avatar, get a Meringue River Regent, Northwind Avatar, get a Boomerang Basics, do it again, get a Meringue River Regent, and maybe set up the like Terror of the Peaks loop with Meringue River Regents. So basically, yes. So that's the idea of this deck. It's a Dracogenesis Northwind Avatar deck. So I really want to try that deck. The other decks I have as backups. This is the original Furdot Core deck that I saw in coverage over the weekend. I don't know that the deck's actually any good. I love the deck building of this. Like, Furdot's Core is a card that looks like a 3-mana rock, right? It looks like something you're like, okay, maybe you play it in a commander tribal deck or whatever. But the fact that it's a mana rock that's all creature types actually opens up a ton of really weird synergies. Like, the idea of this deck is to play it like an Otters deck, where Valley Floodcaller, when you cast a non-creature spell, you untap any birds, otters, rats, or frogs that you have and give them +1/+1. So Furdot Core is all those things. So when we cast a non-creature spell, we can untap the Furdot Core. So this means we can like fire up Furdot Core, play a sleight of hand, untap the Furdot Core, pump it, then play another sleight of hand, do it again, and try to set up this like combo loop. It's also a dragon, so it works with Roiling Dragonstorm. It's a merfolk, so we can copy it with Sig's Command. So there's all these weird synergies for Furdot Core, with the end goal being to eventually do a Valley Floodcaller Furdot Core loop to win the game. So that's backup deck number 1. The last deck, this one's pretty straightforward. This is Boros Tokenbird with Raphael Tough Turtle joining Shocking Sharpshooter, but it's just all these weird pingers that ping when a creature enters. Raphael Tough Turtle, when a creature enters, 1 damage. Shocking Sharpshooter, when a creature enters, 1 damage. Howl Squad Heavy makes creatures. Stadium Headliner makes creatures. And then you play O'Hare Axelon, so instead of 1 damage, they're all dealing 4 damage, and the next thing you know, your opponents just burn out of the game hilariously by this big pile of tokens. So that's what we're working with today. Yeah, I think these decks look pretty interesting. Is it worth to put 1 Northwind Avatar in the sideboard for an extra free 5/5 with Dracogenesis? I want to get rid of this Omniscience in the sideboard. I don't even know what the point of Omniscience in the sideboard is. Like, Why do I want one Omniscience in the sideboard with no synergies? That seems so odd to me. So we can get rid of the Omniscience. Let's see if there's any. What's the sweetest dragon that's not in the deck? I don't think we want to move a Northwind Avatar to the sideboard, but I do think getting rid of that Omniscience, the dirty Omniscience, makes sense. Basically, I emailed you about a TMNT camera combo deck for Pioneer. Have you checked it out yet? Loving the content as always. I haven't. I know I have some deck list emails to get through, so I will look for it basically and get back to you. It sounds cool though. Oh, the storm dragon. Oh, right. The storm dragon actually seems kind of hilarious. That might be the best one. Stormscale Scion, right? Yeah. That actually does seem pretty good. I mean, in what situation are we gonna get in? An Ancestor Dragon. Let's try. Let's just try the deck. Maybe add a sweeper to the sideboard. So we do have a bunch in the main deck. So hopefully, that's one of the weird things about this deck. Because our sideboard is full of random dragons, our main deck actually has a lot of interaction. So we get Pyroclasms, we get ill-timed explosions, Meringue River Regent can be a bounce spell for a couple of things. So I think we hopefully have enough sweepers in the main deck. I'm also curious how Weathermaker feels. Like, is Weathermaker actually a good card? Like, should we be playing this card? Let's just try this weird pile and see if it even works. Challenge my friend to a $10 commander deck building with random commanders. I got Ragast, and he got Glishan and Ragak partners. Who do you think is favored? Ooh, that's a fun challenge. That's a super fun challenge. Should we look at other dragons? All right, we'll look at the other dragons. And then we'll start playing. All right, chat. Which of these decks would you favor in the $10 challenge? $10 Ragast. $10 is tough. $10 means basically every card is as cheap as a card can be for a commander deck. $10 is about as low as you can realistically make a budget without doing weird things like playing way more lands than you should. So, I mean, I think the Ragast deck makes sense. I like that. It seems like a good budget commander because a lot of these random artifacts work really well with it, and they're also very inexpensive. So I think Ragast looks good. This one, Glacian, tapped X on. It's a weird partner combination. Ragast and Glacian. Tap X artifacts, look at the top X cards of your library, put one of those hands here on them in the graveyard. I mean, artifacts are also very busted. Oh, that's tough. I think both of the decks for being $10 look good. I think I would have more fun playing Ragast, but the just like straight up artifact synergies with Kappa Cannoneer and stuff maybe could even be stronger. It should be a good match. I think it'll be a good match. That is my guess. All right, what other dragons? Ranon Saw. Oh, dragon. What other dragons, if any, do we need to add to this deck? So we have the Ancestor Dragon. we already have the Ancestor Dragon. Archive Dragon. Ward 2. That one's pretty bad. Oh, wait. Oh, that's... How is Kitsune Dragon's Daughter a Fox Warlock avatar? Seriously. Seriously. If you're the daughter of a dragon, how do you end up a Fox Warlock avatar? Otherwise, I would play that because it'd be funny. I don't know what would even trade. Like, give a big dragon for our opponent's, I don't know, Earthbend land or something, but I don't know why that is not a dragon. The land destruction one seems fine. But really, like, if we're going to play it for free, I think we just want, like, the biggest, baddest, most hilarious dragons possible. Because we get to play them for free, so there's not much of an incentive to play, like, cheap dragons. We already have a Lathliss. We have the Stormscale. We could play a Shivan Dragon just for the flex. Maybe Adopted. That would make sense. I don't know TMNT lore. Nebula Dragon. 3 damage. Is there a way we can win with Nebula Dragons? Ooh, Terror of Mount Velis. Terror of Mount Velis is good. That is actually a good card. Niv Mizzet. No max hand size. Whenever a source you control deals non-combat damage to an opponent. Our deck can't really do that. Neriv. I don't know. Maybe it's good as is. Baitor. Can play Baiter. Make some big butts. Oh, we got a Summon Bahamut in there. We have 2 Summon Bahamuts in there. one bounce off. Our one non-dragon. We have a bounce off. Ooh, Tevel. Yeah, Tevel's probably not good enough. Niv Mizzet of the Guild Pact. Hexproof from Multicolored. Yeah, I mean, I guess Northwind Avatars. Ramos. Is Ramos good enough? All right, let's just try it. Let's just steel. We have Steel Hellkite in standard. I forgot Steel Hellkite. Steel Hellkite might actually be kind of good. That might actually be good against like Badger Mold Cub decks. Steel Hellkite. There was a time that was like a legacy playable card. What about the Changeling Clone? Ooh. The Changeling Clone could be interesting. So we could Changeling Clone. Too bad it doesn't get around the Legend rule. If I got around the Legend rule, it'd be insane. Because then we could Changeling Clone, copy the Northwind Avatar. Wait, this isn't Legendary? Oh. Oh, it's not Legend. For some reason, I just assumed this was Legendary, but it's not Legendary. Huh. I mean, that makes the Changeling Clone even better, because we just Northwind Avatar clone it. Northwind Avatar clone it. Why? What is... Whenever a non-token creature you control... Why? Why? We have two non-dragon. There was an Omniscience. We got rid of the Omniscience, but the non-dragon cards on the sideboard, there's one bounce off. All right, a little bit more removal, sure, whatever. Why is there one imposter? Why is there one imposter syndrome? As cool as that card is, what in the world does that do with our deck? All right, let's bring an Omni Changeling. That actually seems pretty good. Just like Northwind Avatar, get an Omni Changeling, Northwind Avatar, get an Omni. I mean, if we play 3 of them, we can get 20 power. Maybe we play 1 Summon Bahamut and play 3 Omni Changelings. So we Northwind Avatar, get another one, get another one, get another one. Oh, is there a way to give all of our dragons haste? That would also just be a pretty clean win. All right, let's try it. Let's try it. Let's play some dragons. Atomic Pickle. Welcome to the Fishbowl. And woo to you, Christmas. Thank you for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. I mean, one thing I like about this deck is we don't even have to think about sideboarding. We don't even got to think about it. So how's everyone doing? How was everyone's weekend? There was a lot of Magic going on this weekend. I made a crab combo deck for Modern. I'm pretty proud of it. I'd love to hear your opinion of it. Ooh. Crab combo. So Hedron Crab, Ice Steel Explorer. What is... Oh, Ruin Crab, okay. I was like, wait. Merkler Hatchling, what is that? So, Fabricate to get Amulet. Ooh, and Head Shredder, okay. I like it. Head Shredder's such a cool card. I love Head Shredder decks. That looks super fun. That looks a really cool idea. Head Shredder does seem to work really well with Hedron Crab. You can target yourself to build more and then eventually target your opponent. That looks super cool. Have you got to play with it yet? Well, we got the Avatar. I mean, we're gonna try this. We'll try it. Magmatic Hellkite. Ooh, there is the Dracogenesis. So I think if we resolve Dracogenesis, we should just win. That's kind of the idea of the deck. If we resolve it, we should win. Yeah, I think we just got a Roaring Furnace Cecil. We don't really want our opponent to get a Kaido down yet. That would be unfortunate. Longtime viewer here. Suffered an injury recently. Oh. I'm sorry, Atomic Pickle. I used it as a chance to start playing Arena, but the economy has put me off. But I had a lot of time on my hands. Your rare lesson deck let me climb to Mythic to start building a collection. Thanks for the wonderful deck of the content. Hey, Atomic Pickle. I love hearing stories like that. Nothing makes me happier than hearing about people having success with one of the decks that we've played or built. Do you still need commander deck ideas for Anything Goes, or has it already been filmed? It has not been filmed yet, so I'm still open to ideas. Opponent Washington. Oh, is this like control, or is this Dimir just hitting a one? Wait, are you gonna Kaido? All right, there's the Kaido. Yeah, opponent hits us with the Kaido down to 15. We draw a land. Do we Northwind Avatar? Is it worth it? Is it worth it? Huh. What do we do? What do we do here, chat? What do we do? Have you ever thought about doing a snow-covered mountain Matters deck with Molten Man from Spider-Man and having Glacial Crevasse as a pet card to the deck? Oh, I do like Glacial Crevasse. You think just draw? I mean, we could just shock and Steaming Sauna. That's true. You know what? I guess but we really need to hit a land. Oh, we need to hit multiple lands. This is 8 mana. That's so much mana. I think we actually just run out the first Northwind Avatar and snag us a... Does this Shiko do anything? No. Not Ancestor Dragon. Maybe just Meringue River Regent. Let's take a Meringue River Regent. At least this gives us a way to pressure the Kaido, which I think is relevant here. Because we are down to 13, and this is a lot of mana. 8 mana is a lot of mana. Opponent is going to use Kaido, tap it down, get it and hit us down to 9.
Control the outcome.
And land untapped. Now let's play the land. How do we avoid dying to Kaido? Do we just pass? This is actually a very tricky position. Because I can flash in Washington as a 4/4. We can play another Avatar, but then we don't have an Avatar for if we get to Dracogenesis. So maybe we shouldn't worry about getting to Dracogenesis, because we might just be dying. Because they can just stun with Kaido again, right? They stun with Kaido, flashing Washington, fire up Restless Reef. We die? Oh, maybe we're just dead. Yeah, I think we actually just have to pass and bluff. I think that's the only thing we can do, or else we just die. At least we have Consult, so we can do something, but I think we actually just die here. Opponent, Washington. Maybe you should have a land in your sideboard. Yeah, I could see a land in... Wow, opponent did not go for the win. I mean, I don't think it matters because we're still super dead here. Yeah, this was not even close. Yeah, but if we block with the Furdock Core, then we're even further away from the Dracogenesis, which is our only real plan for winning. There's a Spyglass Siren. Good to catch the stream. Hey, what's up, Patrick? Always a joy to watch you play by at work. Well, hopefully work's going well for you. Don't it? Cecil Dark Knight. I mean, we're going to kick a Consult and just see if we can get lucky. They could have just have a Spell Snare or something. Ew. Bounce off. Ah, there's too much. There's just too much stuff. There is too much stuff to slog through, I think. Bounce off Boomerang Basics. We draw a Roaring Furnace. Yeah, so we're actually just dead. Huh. Yeah, 8 mana is actually kind of a lot. Why no Mox Jasper? Because we don't have a lot of dragons until the late game. Like, to actually turn on Mox Jasper, we have 2 Furdock Cores, the Northwind Avatars, and the Meringue River Regent. So there's just not a lot of ways to turn it on. I wonder if you played 4 Furdock Cores, would that be enough? Would that be enough to turn it on consistently? Well, no sideboarding, because our sideboard's all dragon. Yeah, Cecil's very good. It is funny. It is funny if you think about it. Kaido is kind of very Gideon-like, isn't it? It does play a lot like a Gideon. Did you see... Oh, all right, maybe Weathermaker. Maybe Weathermaker's the solution to all of our problems. Did you see the podcast? Oh, yeah, we got to go bottom. We got to hit our land drops. Did you see the podcast yesterday? It made me think about that with the Gideon. Do you think Gideon would be good today? Like Swiftwater Cliffs, Cheaty Land. Do you think that Gideon would see play today? Like if Gideon Jura, if it existed in Standard, do you think it would actually still see play? Yeah, I don't know about tutoring for Jasper. It would be kind of like tutoring for a land, I guess. Well, let's play. I mean, Weathermaker actually makes a lot of mana. That I like. Like, Weathermaker, once we start making lands, that is a way we can realistically get to Dracogenesis opponent. All about them Deep Cavern Bats. I'm going to take a consult the star charts. Get in, hit us. Down to 20. Well, ouch. Land, adapt, get a counter. Boomerang basics. Bounce the Deep Cavern Bats. So we can kick the console. They can still take one of the cards. I mean, we're getting close. We're getting closer to the Magic Game Man opponent land. Getting an Alias Zendikar was really good. That card was so good in its standard. Opponent hits us. Down to 17. Well, all right. Kick the console. All right, there. I mean, we found the Dracogenesis. It's still a ways away, but we also need the dragon to go with it. All right, opponent gonna take the removal. Well, I guess we do the same thing. Bounce the Deep Cavern Bat. Roaring Furnace. Get rid of the Deep Cavern Bat. Verge. Weathermaker. All right. I mean, they can take the Dracogenesis, but we're close. We're actually close. Yeah, it turns out there's a decree of justice in standard, kind of, from Ether Drift on a vehicle. It turns out that is a thing that already exists. So yes, it might be this mana base is something. It might be not that great in standard after all. I don't know how we missed that card. Valor's flagship or whatever it is. Well, draw what's okay, so we can Weathermaker kill the Deep Cavern Bat. We just need the dragon. We just need the dragon to resolve our stuff, and it's party time, opponent. Wow, gonna fire up the reef. Getting frisky. Gonna go to combat. Gonna get in. I mean, we are gonna snipe the bat. Get back our Dracogenesis. Opponent mills one of our dragons. Come on, dragon. Oh, Dracogenesis. Well, land. Dracogenesis. We have done the hard part. Can we? Oh, there's a stock up. Can we do the easy part of finding a Northwind avatar? And then we get to do the thing. Opponent, Restless 3, fire. Come on, don't mill the dragons. Please. Okay, no dragons milled. Opponent passes. Stock up. Oh, okay. Meringue River Regent is a dragon. That is a dragon. So is Furdok Core. So Furdok Core, Meringue River Regent. We can play Furdok Core for free because it's look at that synergy. Look at that synergy. And then you know what? Let's just play Chimil. Let's play the Chimil. Multiversal Passage on blue, tapped. Oh, we're so close. Opponent, Flood Pit Strouder. Do we need to run out the Meringue River Regent? Yeah, you know what? Actually, let's do it to be safe. Replay the Furdok Core. Draw land. All right, Pyroclasm to hand. I love the podcast. Panharmonicon version 2.2 was nuts. Do you think the crew could do a Clash episode around custom commanders they designed? We could. That is something we could do. Would that be something that you would want to see? I'm always a little bit nervous about doing custom card podcasts because I feel like maybe they just won't be interesting to people. But if it's stuff people would like to see, it would be fun to do. We did it. Magic gods come through. How about a Northwind avatar? Hello, friend. You know what we're going to take? We're going to take an Omni Changeling. And we're going to play an Omni Changeling. I think we're going to make a Northwind avatar. And we're going to get an Omni Changeling. And we're going to play an Omni Changeling. We're going to copy Northwind avatar. We're going to get an Omni Changeling. We're going to copy Northwind avatar. We're going to play copy. And what is our last tutor? Stormscale Scion. Storm it up, and opponent scoops it up. Wait, is this just Omniscience with extra steps? I just realized that we actually are kind of Omniscience with extra steps, aren't we? Now that I think about it, that was sweet though. Oh, that was a pretty sweet kill. The Omni Changelings were actually a good suggestion. I'm still not sold on it. Yeah, let's just keep doing it. Do it again. I mean, I guess it is 2 less mana. So if all you care about is casting dragons for free, it is cheaper than Omniscience, right? Oh, it's way cooler. Omniscience for hipsters. Omniscience for people who actually have taste. We probably cannot keep this hand, can we? We probably cannot. I also wonder if, since we're playing Boomerang Basics, maybe we should be playing, what are we putting to the bottom? Are we actually, you know what? I think we actually put Northwind Avatar to the bottom for now. Two Meringue River Regents, we can, yes. With 2 Meringue River Regents, we can use them to loop each other, pick up the Tutor Dragon, and then play all the dragons in our sideboard. I mean, we also have more Meringue. We have 1 in the main deck and then more in the sideboard. Well, land untapped, and I think we just got a Roaring Furnace. Oh, we got a Spell Snare. All right. That is painful. Opponent land and Kaido. Oh, they really have it. Oh, we might be dead. We might be a little dead. We might be a little dead. Opponent gets in, hits us. There's the Kaido. Yeah, this Kaido is an issue. So what have you all been playing lately? Oh, this is so bad. Yeah, Kaido seems very problematic for our deck. Our deck, it has a lot of ways to deal with creatures. Not especially good at dealing with planeswalkers, and that is going to be a problem. Bound it hits us. Kaido's gonna surveil and draw. How is Pioneer Galaxy? Oh. Oh, I thought we were in ranked. I don't know why Arena is so bad at maintaining your settings. I don't know why you play ranked and then it suddenly just puts you into unranked for some reason. We'll be ranked next game because definitely not intentionally playing unranked. Now that's Furdock's core. I was gonna say who plays Dimir anyway? Ooh, Pauper. Ooh, Madame Null and Demons. That sounds interesting. Wait, is Madame Null a demon? Is it actually the creature type? What is your favorite TMNT card so far then? Oh, it is a demon. Interesting. We're at 4. We draw land, but that doesn't save us. We can't deal with both things. We will stock up. I mean, I guess in theory that keeps us alive for a turn. Yeah, they got it. We could bounce the land for a turn, but there's just we can't beat a Kaido. We can't beat a Kaido. White Technique is good. Krang is cool. I feel like Mutagen Man, Cool But Rude was my #1 card at first, and I still think Cool But Rude is super sweet, and I think it might be the best. It might be the best standard card from this set, but I think Mutagen Man might be my current favorite. That card can actually do some super interesting things. I'm a little bit addicted to Mutagen Man. Yeah, the Ooze is very. I think the Mutagen tokens in general are actually kind of underrated. I think Mutagen Man's a big one, though. Maze's Ender Doppelgang. Pioneer Historic and Standard. Why not play Seer? Instant 4 damage to a creature or planeswalker. Seer's good. So this is a deck from the internets. We changed the sideboard a little bit, but we didn't. This is not a deck that we built from scratch. So we can make updates to it, but we're gonna play a couple games with it first. I also, the more I play with it, I'm like, this mana base does not seem like an optimal standard mana base. What if you played this but with Badger Mole Cubs? See, that's probably the actual solution. Whenever you need to cast something expensive. Oh yeah, Mikey Weirdness to 11 is very good too. I have not played Does Machines yet. I feel like that is a good card, but I just haven't had a deck to play it in yet. Well, let's Swiftwater Clips go. I know I'm in the minority. Not that I'm enjoying Standard that much. However, I'm definitely really enjoying Planner Standard. Who do you play, or where do you play Planner Standard? Well, let's run out the Iron Crag. Get our ramp going. Opponent looks like a prowess deck. Aww. So opponent missed their Winter Night Stories. So it's the Spelementals. Double Iron Crag is very awkward. This feels so bad. Do we just do nothing? Oh, doing nothing feels so bad. Yeah, I guess we do nothing. Pass the turn. Opponent going to opt, looking for a land. I've been enjoying Standard, but I also feel like Standard is... It's so funny. Standard is such a funny spot. The diversity is the best that Standard has been, maybe in a decade, like a very long time since we've had a Standard. Just, if you look at the metagame page that is as diverse as this Standard, it is absolutely wild. Just like the diversity of the format. Nothing more than 12% of the meta, like several to many decks that are playable. So diversity-wise, it's great. If we could have this diversity, but somehow Standard was like a turn or two slower, I think we might have like very close to the perfect Standard format. I think current Standard, I'm very much enjoying it. I just feel like it's a bit on the fast side. I think that's my one big criticism, is it's just, if we could somehow keep this diversity and just have like a turn or two more to actually do the thing and like set up and get your synergies going, then I think we might actually have like maybe the best Standard format of all time. Exactly, yeah, that's basically it, right? Like, diversity is amazing, and I don't want to be super harsh on the Standard because I do value diversity highly. Like, that is something that I think really correlates with a good Standard format, is the format being diverse. It's a Magic problem and a Standard problem. Cards have gotten better. I mean, I halfway agree with that. I think that is true. It is definitely true that cards have gotten better. It's partly a Magic problem, blah, blah, blah. Like, I do agree with that. I will say that in Standard, there is a difference, and the difference in Standard is the changes to... All right, opponent's going to Spell Snare. Well, in that case, I guess we'll just have to kill it this way. Draw a card. The difference with Standard is they also just added a bunch more sets to it. So I think that has made Standard... Yes, power creep influences every format, and that has been a big issue lately, but Standard in specific also went from like 8 sets to 20 sets and 4 sets a year to 7 sets a year, so that's also just amped the power level up even higher. You want slower Standard? Planner Standard. Planner Standard's a cool idea. I could see us doing a video of it. I think that's a possibility. Do you want a Planner Standard video with Richard and I? Is that something you would enjoy? Should we try Planner Standard? Because we've been thinking about other paper stuff Richard and I can do. Either to start doing now alongside the bracket or for the future after the bracket. But I think Planner Standard could be a fun one to try. I kind of had the idea, I don't know if this would be good or not, but I had the idea that Richard and I could do a series where every week, one of the people would challenge the other to a battle of a format. So one week it's, I don't know, I make Richard play Planner Standard, then the next week he could make me play Old School, and then the next week I make him play Pauper or whatever, or Dan Dan, or I thought that could be kind of interesting just to like experience all the niche formats that people maybe haven't even really heard of. Has Richard played pre-modern? Yeah, we actually did a paper pre-modern together video together. That was the first time. That was the first time he had played it, and I think he did like it. It seemed like he liked it. Thunderflock A. Well, I think we have to play the land. Yeah, let's play the Northwind Avatar. Tutor up what? Does Shiko get anything cool? Not really. Hey, what's up, Atari? Good to see you, good to see you. Opponent's got no patience. No patience. Wait, did they scoop the whole? They scooped the... They scooped the whole match! Patience, it's a virtue. It's a virtue. I'm surprised Seth isn't more of a Spellamental fan. Basically a printer to get odds deck into tier 2 standard. I mean, Spellmentals, I think it's a sweet budget deck. To me, it feels more like a budget Magic deck than an against odds deck. But I like Spellmentals. I think Spellmentals is... I mean, we were playing Eddie Merc Crab a year ago or whatever. We have 15 dragons in our sideboard. We have decisions we have to make. Although I do actually think that's a strategy that would work against me. I have definitely had many matches over my life that I have scooped just because my opponent was playing at a pace that that I didn't want to deal with at the moment. They would just like kind of play slow. I want to see you and Crim in paper. Ooh, what would you want me and Crim to play in paper? Thinking is a win con indeed. Today I learned where Tron came from. Ooh, wait, where did Tron come from? Are we talking Tooth and Nail or something else? All right, fries. What are we doing, fries? What is Highlander? Highlander is 100 card singleton format, right? I think there's a few like... So Commander was originally Elder Dragon Highlander. I think when I think of Highlander now, I think of probably Canlander or Canadian Highlander. I think that's the most popular true Highlander format at this point. That's the one that has a point system where your deck has 100 singleton cards, but then busted cards count as points. So like Ancestral Recall, you can play it if you want to. However, or Black Lotus, most busted card in Magic history, you can play it if you want to, but you only get 10 points to work with, and that costs 7 points. So certain powerful cards cost points, and you max out at 10, which is a pretty cool way to... They didn't scoop. See, I thought if I explained Canlander, we might get a free win. We're going to be mythic by the end of the day. But no, indeed no, our opponent did not scoop. Well, let's play him. We were just drawing all the lands. We were drawing all the lands this game. That actually would be a good me and Crim series. that is actually unironically not a bad idea to just make us play control decks. Crim would probably love it. We can do the ultimate control bracket. Hey, so just got here. Would you be willing to give Spark Notes on what this deck's up to? Hey, what's up, world champs? So hopefully you get to see it, but the main goal of the deck that we're playing currently, the main goal is to get Dracogenesis on the battlefield, which lets us cast dragons for free. Then we can cast Northwind Avatar to start tutoring dragons from our sideboard. Our sideboard is 15 dragons. There's nothing else in our sideboard. It is literally just all dragons. So after we get down the Dracogenesis, hopefully we can tutor up a game-ending combination of dragons from our sideboard with the Northwind Avatar. We're gonna need a sweeper. Well, bounce off is fine. I guess we just go bounce off Northwind Avatar. That might be our best bet. They haven't been able to level up the Cool But Rude yet, so they get to Lou. We gotta be careful of this Flail. The Flail's the big problem. Boda gets it. The bracket is kind of the return of Go Magic in a lot of ways. Oh, that's Dracogenesis. That is Dracogenesis. That is a good one. Okay, we're gonna play the land. We're just gonna run out one of the Northwind Avatars. We're gonna go to our sideboard. What gets us out of this situation? It might just be Meringue River Regent, honestly. It's probably Meringue just to bounce two things. Yeah, that's kind of boring, but I think that's the smartest choice. Pitch a land. All right. We don't die this turn, right? They level this up. They discard 4. That's 8, 9, 10. They can probably hit us for like 12 here. If they just go all in on it. Yeah. Daylight savings time has been throwing me for a loop too. My goodness. Oh no. Well, at least, okay, this is fine because they haven't leveled up Cool But Rude. So I'm kind of fine. I'm kind of fine with all this. Like, them discarding cards with no Cool But Rude. Wait, are we dead? Oh, wait. Oh, they do turn it on. Ooh. So we're taking 12? Ooh, that is a lot of damage. We're taking 13. Jeez. Good Lord. Wow. Wow. That was not a good turn for us. Okay, now what do we do? Oh boy. Yeah, that was very, very bad for us. How do we not die? Can we realistically not die? So we need to live 2 more turns. If we live 2 more turns, we can get to the Dracogenesis. There's got to be a way. Dandan or Control Mirrors would be the ultimate blue mage battle between you and Crib. Ponza is Control. Yeah, Ponza's Control. The main challenge, I would love to do like a Dandan thing or like Judge's Tower. I think we just got a Meringue River Regent. And then we bounce Cool But Rude. And we bounce Mako. Pass the turn. I mean, we're dead if they have a removal spell for Meringue River Regent. We die to a Bitter Triumph if they have it. Which they could, because we haven't really put much into play for them to kill. Land untapped. Bloodghast comes back with haste. Oh, I guess this also... Land plus Bloodghast also does it, right? Because I get double triggers. Yeah. Oh, this deck's so good. I feel like this deck is legitimately top tier deck in Standard, the Cool But Rude deck. Gotta disagree with yesterday's podcast. If Control was still played in Modern, Teferi Hero of Dominaria would still see play. Teferi should have been S tier. When I see a Control deck, I think of that card. I think that's true. Well, okay, so I would say Teferi, when I see it, I definitely think of Control. I don't know about how much Modern play it's really seeing, though. Like, if you look at, like, just Azorius Control decks, they're not super popular, but they do exist. Sometimes you have a couple of Teferis in there. It really depends. It really depends on the build. Some are, like, all Narsets and 3-mana Teferis. Other are, like, 2 and 2. Regardless, the card is very good. Maybe it should have been... I think there's an argument that it should have been S tier. I think at least it's A tier. The untapping the lands is huge. It really is. Do you think any of the cards from yesterday's podcast would be playable in current standard? I think that's the biggest and most interesting question. Like, are any of those cards here? I can probably show you the. Let me see. Let me see. Where's the list? Here's the list. Which of these cards do you think would actually see play? Let's just play this on blue. So yeah, here was the list. Here was the list of control finishers we did for the podcast yesterday. I feel like, well, we know Doomsday sees play currently. Stuff like from the last few years, I think is easier. Like, would Elrond's Epiphany see play? Probably. It was very good just like 4 years ago. The older cards are trickier. Like, pretty clearly, you're not going to be playing Sarah Angel or Morphling in 2026 standard. I do think the Planeswalkers, I think Teferi Hero Dominaria would definitely see play. It is also hard for me to think that Jace would not at least see some play. Like, is it real? Are we really in a world where Jace the Mind Sculptor would be stone unplayable in standard? That, to someone who played during the Jace era, it's crazy to think that card could be going from as good as it was when it was first printed to stone unplayable. All right, opponent, Moon Shadow gets in, hits us down to 19. Well, we will play a Spire Bluff. And I guess we just stock up. Take a Northwind Avatar, take an island. I mean, Ill-Timed Explosion might be able to deal with the board next turn. They don't have a Cool But Root. They don't have a Monument. All right, opponent has an Inti. Oh, I think this is okay. Opponent gets in. Gonna discard. Gonna grow. But we still should be able to hard sweep. Opponent's hoping to hit a land, I assume. Inti trigger, grow the Moon Shadow, finds the land, hits us down to 13. Okay, but we have the Wrath, though. We have the Wrath. Opponent gets back to Bloodghast. Well, let's play on the island. Ill-Timed Explosion. Discard a... Oh, is it Steaming Sun or Roaring Furnace? Probably. Yeah, let's do that. So sweep the board. Out of here, dorks, go. Approach was an automation. Same with Nexus. So Approach I didn't see an argument for. I actually thought about, hey, what's up, Trainer Blue? I actually thought about including Nexus, but then when I went back and looked at the actual deck list that played Nexus, there were not many that felt to me like what I would consider control decks. Like, pretty much all of them, there was like almost no removal. It was just all like ramp, Wilderness Reclamation, Nexus of Fate. So it didn't really feel like a control deck to me, even though I think Nexus would be a good control finisher. Colonnade's another good one. We just had a lot of representation. So one of the challenges is, in an hour-long podcast, maybe we can do about 15 cards realistically. So I think we easily could have done 30 control finishers, 50 control finishers. So the list could have been way longer. Celestial Colonnade's a good one, but I feel like Colonnade... Are we just going to die to Bloodghast? That's so brutal. Well, let's play Northwind Avatar, so we have a blocker. Tutor up. I guess just Meringue River Regent? Play the land, pass the turn, down to 9. Yeah, maybe it's something, I don't know, maybe we gotta do more cards somehow. I actually think, like, doing one from each year is probably the most ideal. But then you're up to, like, 33 cards or something. Maybe we gotta figure out a way to do... Oh, no. Blood gas, cool but rude. Loot. Man, we're dead. We're dead. We're super dead. Discard the Moonshad. Opponent gets in, hits us down to 5. So consult the star charts. Oh. Man. 8 mana is just so much. Yeah, Crib Swap is in standard. So we sweep these. Land drop, we die. We can console. Land drop, we die. So I guess it's got to be Meringue River Regent. Yeah, I mean, I think this is the only option is Meringue River Regent. Oh, feels so bad. Bounce to Blood Gas. Yeah, I mean, a lot of them are the same, right? The Nezal, there's like a lot of the like 7 mana blue creatures, Sphinx of the Final Word, Nezahal, Pearl Lake Ancient, like that's kind of an archetype throughout Magic's history. Like the big blue, hard to deal with, or uncounterable finisher. Wow, opponent goes Casey Jones. You're gonna ride that train, opponent. Plays the tap land. Can't pay for the Flamewake Phoenixes. Well, okay. So we can't play Dracogenesis. We couldn't do anything with it even if we could. We can kick a console. We have to answer Cool but Rude. Okay, Boomerang Basics can't answer it. So Boomerang Basics. Boomerang Basics. Bounce the Cool but Rude. Bounce the Casey Jones. All right, Magic Gods. Please. Please make our opponent discard their good cards. Well, okay. 1 Blood Gas. We got rid of a Cool but Rude. That's something. That is something. I'm still not sure we survive with these hasty Blood Gas. Opponent. Casey Jones. Yeah, that is the problem with Casey Jones, is it doesn't trigger. You don't get to discard until your next turn. I'm actually not convinced Casey Jones is actually good in these decks. I like Casey Jones as like top end of mono red. Not excited about it in Monument though, especially. I feel like I've just seen too many games where people play it and this exact thing happens and they're like, "Oh, cool but rude, Casey Jones. Next turn I'm going to kill you," and then you kill them in the meantime. Wow, did our opponent discard their only land? Can they not get back the Blood Gas? Or are they going to get back both Blood Gas by discarding this one to the flail? All right, discards a Deserex. And there's the land untapped. Gets a Blood Gas. And opponent gonna play a Deserex. One, two, three, four. We need to draw our dragon. We need the Northwind Avatar, and we could theoretically still get into this. Opponent draws. Grows. And so their opponent's going to discard all their cards to hand size. They can't get back the Flamewakes. We draw a Weathermaker. Oh, well, I mean, we have to try to sweep, right? We have to. Ill-timed Explosion. Discard. Discard. Wipe the board. Stock up. Take a River Regent. Take a Bounce Off. Play the Spire Bluff. Opponent discards their hand. Out of cards. Hold. Opponent. Restless Vets. Oh, discard that card. Discard that card. You got to pump that Restless Vets. Discard it. Get it out of here. Get it out of here. Opponent discards a Flamewake. Bounce it. Not dead yet. We're not dead yet. Pick up that land. Opponent plays a land. Gets to get back 2 Blood Gas. That does not kill us, though. That does not kill us, opponent. You're gonna hit us. You don't have... Oh, they can pay 3. They have enough. Oh, it does kill us. Oh no. Ah. Realistically, man, this deck kind of sucks, doesn't it? Man, all right, we gotta try to change this deck. I feel like the concept is cool. Execution, though, is definitely sus. Very, very, very questionable. Like, okay, so here's the things I noticed about the deck. First, what do you think? There's Field of the Dead in Standard. Why are we playing TRCI Building? Why are we playing Swiftwater Cliffs? Why are we playing Temple of Epiphany? Like, I don't understand. Why are we playing all these unplayable lands? That's question number one. So we need to get rid of all the unplayable lands because they are just not cards that we should be playing. Yeah, I should have said a stop. We didn't want them to be able to get value out of attacking with the land, but it would have been better to wait until they went to combat. Just a little lazy. I mean, the biggest problem is the deck just doesn't do anything. All right, there's no way it can be correct to be playing less than 4 consults. Why are we playing all these bounce-offs? Like, this deck actually is just... does not seem especially well built. Like, I think the concept is cool. But a lot of the individual choices, I'm very confused by. Like, we have all these... why are we playing all these Pyroclasms? I guess you want them to deal with Badger Mole, but in other matchups, they're just, like, kind of not good. We're trying to ramp with Verdant Core Weathermaker. Eight mana is so much. There is one of the Storm Dragons in the sideboard. Yeah, Stormscale Scion. 8 mana is so much without them. I don't think we realistically... do you think it's realistic to control hard enough to naturally get to at least 8 mana? That's tough. That is tough. Sandur's just so fast that I'm not sure how realistic it is to control that hard. A reminder, by the way, if you need some Magic cards, you can get it from our sponsor, Card Kingdom, over at cardkingdom.com/mtggoldfish. Huh. Yeah, maybe it'd be better as... everything would be better as a Badger Mole Cub deck. I mean, if you need lots of mana, maybe it actually... is it actually better as a Badger? Is that insane? Like, it might actually... is that actually the way to build this deck? I feel like that's always the answer. That's always the answer, right? Is just be a Badger Mole Cub. Like, here's the thing I hate about Badger Mole Cub. When you play Badger Mole Cub, you're not just playing Badger Mole, you're playing a 16-card package, which means half of the non-land cards in your deck are going to this one package. You can cheat on it a little bit and maybe run like 12 instead of the 16, but the optimal... oops, manifest. But it just takes up so much, so many slots in your deck. So, like, that would be Badger Mole Cub. Then, let's see. Dracogenesis. Meringue River Regent. Northwind Avatar. Then you also get Formidable Speaker. That's a good call. Formidable Speaker does seem good. And then you get but then you're kind of just but then when you do this, are you just a like a bad Badger Mole Cub deck? I always struggle with that. Like, is it cool because you're playing Northwind Avatar, or did you just build Simic Boroid but worse? that is always the question. Reenact the Crime It. I mean, I don't know if it's Scuffed Omniscience or Scuffed Badgermole Cub, but one or the other. I mean, I think the other plan can work. It's just like the choices are so odd to me. I wish I could talk to who built the deck, because I'm very curious. Like, I'd love to just hear the logic. Like, why the removal package that we're playing? Why the random 1-off, 2-off tap lands? Like, what was the there had to be a reason. There had to be a reason. Yeah, Omniscience is boring. Like, we know Omniscience is kind of boring though. That's kind of the problem, right? Like, we know how to do Omniscience in Standard. It's pretty optimized at this point that you just like cone Omniscience. This feels more interesting to me. I don't know. I mean, it's so funny. Omniscience went from a card. I think Wizards killed Omniscience for me by putting in Foundations, because I think Omniscience was like kind of an interesting build around, but it just being ever present in top tier and Standard has made it not cool. I guess it always happens to me. Like, something before it becomes popular in heavily played is cool. Maybe I am just a hipster. And then and then once it becomes popular, I'm like, okay, that's kind of boring now. I don't see how this deck can turn on Jaspers though. Like, how do you realistically, with 2 3-drop dragons, 4 5-drop dragons, 1 6-drop dragon, how do you realistically turn on? How do you realistically turn it on? Like, you can turn it on after you've already Dracogenesis, but then you don't really need mana once you've already Dracogenesis. You've kind of already took care of that problem with Dracogenesis itself. Is that all right? Do we gotta actually math this? So, okay, so if we had the full amount of cores, like what's the actual math on this? So we have 60 cards in our deck. We have nine dragons. Let's say by turn, I don't know, 4ish. Let's say 11 cards. What are our odds of drawing one of them? So about half the time. So with 9 dragons, we'll draw one by turn 4. Right about half the time. But then we also need to draw. So about half the time, if we draw a Mox Jasper, we'll turn it on by turn 4. Is that enough? Is that actually relevant? Actually, you know what the actual correct way to do this? It probably is not Badgermole Cub, and it probably isn't this. It's probably just playing real ramp. Like, someone earlier said Bloomvine Regent. Is that maybe not the better way to do it? What if we like Bloomvine Regent, Shared Roots, get rid of these silly like Iron Craig so clunky. The Fur Core, I guess, is like kind of all right. Actually, I feel like the Weathermaker is probably even better. The Weathermaker works well with the land ramp too. But we need to get rid of something. The Roaring Furnace is fine. I don't know if Chimmel's actually worth it. Wait, is this deck really playing 3 Dracogenesises? That's wild. I mean, that looks a little more realistic. We have way too many cards though. Yeah, the Changeling Mana Rock does turn on Jasper. I'm not sure that math convinced me though. Like, if we're only 50% to draw a dragon by like turn 4, I feel like the Jasper is just going to lead to frustration. I feel like it's just going to lead, but maybe I mean, Roiling Dragonstorm also seems good. I feel like there's probably a way to make this work. Or at least make this work more. Maybe we add more. Maybe the trick is adding more dragons. If we add more dragons, is Mox Jesper even that good though? People love Mox Jesper, but is it actually? Ooh, mutable Explorer. I mean, people want to see. All right, let's try. Let's try it with Mox Jesper. I will say I don't think this is actually a good plan. But I kind of want to try it, and then we'll know. We'll know if it's actually not a good plan. So if we do it like that, we need to cut some. It's got to be all these bounce off and boomerang basics. Although I guess if we're shared roots boomerang basics, we're actually, man, we could almost get the lesson card draw going. Boomerang basics, shared roots, maybe one more lesson, like firebending lesson or something, and then we could play the ancestral. Oh, we have to cut so many cards. All right, what is actually uncuttable? So Dracogenesis, Northwind Avatar. If we're gonna try to do the dragon thing, we need that. We need that. We probably need shared. That's a lot of ramp. It's a lot of ramp. That means we're just gonna, maybe we just cut removal and it's just like turbo. We're basically just trying to turbo into. It's so risky. We still have to cut 7 more cards. All right, so Bloom Vines. Maybe we don't play Bloom Vines. I mean, maybe it's that. Maybe that's the best we can do. Our sideboard's full of dragons. Our sideboard only is allowed to play dragons. Those are the rules. I didn't make the rules, but those are the rules. Only dragons allowed. All right. Then we need green mana. Which means let's see. We need some green mana. Let's try this one more time, and then if this deck just flops, we'll try a different deck. Try one of the other ones. So Stomping Grounds. Breeding Pool. Starting Town. I mean, this looks functional. Cut a what? Cut down the vehicle. Wait, what vehicle are we playing? So now we just need to cut some lands. Which is probably going to be just River Pyre. I wonder if we're making the mana too inconsistent. All right, let's... Oh, but we need more basics. We need more basics because of the shared roots. All right, let's... Dragon 5-color land. Like a Cavernous Holes or something? I feel like we have too many non-dragons. So that'd make what? Mutable Explorer, Ferdax Core. Yeah, let's try it like that. Let's give it a go. If you get a Dracogenesis Northwind Avatar, you tutor River Regent. Yeah, I mean, if you actually get to start tutoring, we should be able to win the game. Like, if we can actually resolve a Dracogenesis with the Northwind Avatar in hand, we should be able to win. Oh, the one that tutors for dragons. Oh. Maelstrom of the Spirit Dragon, maybe? That might be worth it. Well, all right, we got ramp. Ramp is not going to be an issue this game. Well, playing the land pass the turn. Oh, about it. Steam vents. Well, land and how about a shared route? Grab an island past the turn. I mean, the mana's working. Opponent, land, and passes. Well, we will play a Mutable Explorer. Spirebluff, go. Hey, Seth, do you have any interest in playing Slay the Spires 2? Not exactly like MTD, but had some of the DNA of it. I haven't played 2, but I have played some of the original Slay the Spires. I thought the game was actually pretty fun. I liked it. How is 2? Have you played it? Is it worth playing? Yeah, let's stock up. Oh no, is this a control deck? Oh, it's Teamer Lessons. Oh. Playing Lessons, playing 3 steps ahead. Interesting. Well, that's unfortunate. Opponent, oh, this is not. Huh. Why are they playing 3 steps ahead? Well, okay. I mean, if we ever find a dragon, look out, look out. We got the Dracogenesis. Just kidding. Opponent. Boomerang basics. Abandoned attachments. Draws. Oh, this deck's so bad. I thought this Slay the Spires was a pretty good like airplane game. It was my go-to for when I had to fly somewhere. Yeah, you can always post deck list. I'd love to see your deck list, Dual Jindad. But on it, accumulate wisdom to draw some cards. Is Slay the Spires... Oh, double monument. Is Slay the Spires just a mobile game? Or can you play it on... I only know it for mobile, but do people actually play it on PC, or is it just purely a mobile game? Found it. Gonna trigger all the monuments. Gonna draw all the cards. Gonna discard the cards. 400k people is pretty impressive. Opponent, Grand. Artist talent. All right, well, let's draw that dragon. We gotta draw it right here. We scoop it up. Mox Jaspers, eh? How about them Mox Jaspers? How's about them Mox Jaspers? Is it Draco Control? Let me see, Douche Dad. Yeah, I mean that looks pretty control-y. I don't know, maybe you'll live long enough playing Control. Like maybe that's enough that you can just get to 8 naturally. I mean, we can try it. I mean, I think the sideboard probably get changed to being all dragons. But we could try the control plan. It is, Moxes are just iconic. They're just very iconic. And I could imagine a world where, like, it is a free source of mana, right? Like, if that is our source of mana that gets us from 7 up to 8, that's actually very, very good. But Moxes and Standard, they're not going to play like Moxes in older formats, because in older formats, a lot of the power Moxen is, they're like a land, right? It's like a land that doesn't cost you a land drop. So I think a lot of the power Moxen is making extra mana on turn 1 or turn 2. Making extra mana on turn 6 or something. I mean, it's still nice, but it's a lot less nice than if you can do it earlier. Well, I guess we're going to draw with Ill-Timed Explosion. Oh my god, and they're playing Spell Pierce for some reason. Okay. Well, this might be the worst deck I've ever played in Standard. Or in this Standard, at least. An opponent got the monument. This game's over. I wasn't sure if I told you last stream, but I took 4th in my Modern Locals with Arclight Dredge. I even put in the semifinals to dredge myself out. That is amazing. Congratulations. God, we gotta kill Gran, right? Well, play the land, yeah. I mean, they have the combo, so we're dead. Planetarium at Washi Tong. I mean, it's a cool... Wow. Opponents had very good lessons draws, I will also say. Just with all the monuments. Like, all the monuments, the artist talents at the top of the deck. I imagine they have the Ancestral here, and it's just GG. 3 steps in, yeah. Oh, so bad. So Planetarium at Washi Tong, I mean, if you hit, it could put a Dracogenesis into play. I think we'll play like 1 or 2 more games, and then we're gonna move on from this deck, try something else. I think the idea of the combo is cool, but the more we play with it, I like her. Maybe we gotta build like Earthwind Avatar or Northwind Avatar Doppelganger or something. The more I play with this deck, it's cool, and I really like Northwind Avatar, but it kind of just feels like a bad Omniscience deck, and I don't think Omniscience is that cool anymore, so I'm kind of like, maybe this deck is actually not that cool. It's cool to know that, like, the synergy exists. Yeah, the Arclight Dredge deck sounds sweet, Patrick. Planetarium Washi Tong is definitely a cool card. Did anyone read the Secrets of Strixhaven story? I know they posted the first one yesterday. I have not read it. I'm curious. I did read the Lorwyn Eclipse one. Is it any good? Is it actually worth reading? What did it do for your hype level? There's got to be someone in here who read it. Not yet. I need to catch up on the stories. I mean, the Lorwyn Eclipse one wasn't bad. It wasn't great, but... White, black, red. I'm telling you. All this is leading to something. All these sets tie together. We know the storyline ties together. I would bet you my collection that we're going to some sort of Reality Fracture color shift set. Like, every single sign points to that, right? Like, it's gotta be. What else could Reality Fracture be? It's gotta be the, Orzhov, the Orzhov Ral, the Liliana Mono White. Like, it's gotta be that. It's gotta be. I think it has to be. Well, that's Shared Roots. We have drawn a lot of lands this game. Shared Roots, grab an island, pass the turn. I'm going to MagicCon for the first time this year. Hey, that's awesome, Smiley Nolan. What MagicCon are you going to? If you're going to the Vegas one, you'll have to say hello. The Goldfish crew will be in Vegas. I don't know if I'm going to go to Atlanta or not. I might go to Atlanta. I know I'm going to Vegas. I know I'm not going to the EU one. Opponent going to Burst Lightning. Oh, maybe this is Spelementals. I mean, I feel like Spelementals might be an okay-ish matchup. It'd be sweet if we could get down this Roaring Furnace and start drawing cards. Oh, there's Dracogenesis. Well, all right, Steaming Sauna. And a Stomping Grounds. And, oh my god. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 out of 13. Good golly. Found it. River Pyre Verge. Well, okay. Stock Up, at least, is not a land. I give you credit for not being a land Stock Up. Consult, and I guess we just take Ill-Timed Explosion. Play the land, pass the turn. I know that is the problem with the Moxen, right? They are very bad as top decks. Pound Eddie Murkrab gonna tap stuff down. We get to draw Meringue River Regent. All right. I don't know the Reality Fracture set will be Jace opening the Omen Path to bring the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I mean, Spider-Man to fight Liliana, turning all the universes beyond sets and in-universes sets. What do you think? When we did the podcast a couple of weeks ago, Richard and Krim both were kind of like, we need to like mix together more UB and in-universe sets. Like, why isn't there a card with Jace, you know, shaking hands with Captain America or something? Do you think that would make Universes Beyond better or worse? Like, do you think would it make it better? Because opponent's gonna Spell Snare. I mean, this is more or less the game. Dracogenesis. Meringue River Region. All about it. All right, bounce ya. And how many spells they have? 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I guess we bounce it anyway. Bounce them both. We're so close. We have the Dragon Omniscience. We just need the dragon. We are the dragon away from doing the thing. Steaming Sauna. Opponent gonna flash in that emerge. Sure. Taps it down. Oh my god, starting down. So many lands. Opponent gets in, hits us down to 8. I mean, the problem is if they Thunderflack and bounce, then we just Meringue River Region bounce again. So it doesn't really do that much for our opponent. Worse right now, I keep them in my head separately as their own sets. I hope they eventually phase them out. Together seems like a mockery of the MTG universe just to keep them on their own in blocks. Yeah, I kind of think it would be weird. Like, it doesn't appeal to me to have it mixed together. Now let's Ill-Timed Explosion. Draw some cards. Discard a Sauna. Discard a Starting Town. Oh, watch them have Spider Sense. Oh, if they can counter this trigger, if they would have just countered the actual spell, right? That would make more sense. And then Mutable Explorer for free. And I guess we just play Spire Bluff and pass the turn. Don't flash in too much. Hold. Okay. Oh, we found it. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. Found it. Ops. Sure. Yargle Ops. It would be horrible for all the in-universe brands, but like Krim only wants cards that go in competitive. Anyone can play. I mean, I think when it comes down to it, the most important thing is definitely the game being fun. Like that is the foundation of everything. Opponent Burst Lightnings us. Oh, there it is. Okay, Avatar. And let's take a stock up. Okay. Oh, and another one. Okay, here we go. Northwind Avatar. Going to the sideboard. Oh, okay. We are going to take an Omni Changeling. Omni Changeling. Copy the Northwind Avatar. Omni Changeling. Copy the Northwind Avatar. Get a Omni Changeling. Copy the Northwind Avatar. Here's the finish. If you've been waiting for the finish, here it is. Now we will tutor up a Meringue River Region. Meringue River Region gets to bounce 2 things. We're going to bounce the Northwind Avatar and the Mutable Explorer. Pick them both up. Play the Mutable Explorer. Make another Mutable. Play the Northwind Avatar. Northwind Avatar. Going to snag us a Meringue River Region. Meringue River Region. Meringue River Region, Northwind Avatar. Pick them both up. Northwind Avatar returns. Northwind Avatar. We're going to get a Dracuseth. We haven't played that one yet. Let's play Dracuseth because that's a cool dragon. Let's play Meringue River Region. Meringue River Region. Bowser Region. Northwind Avatar. Pick them both up. Northwind Avatar. Do it again. It comes back. We are going to get a Lapras, the Dragon Queen. Should have got that earlier. Play the Lapras. Now let's play Meringue River Region. Bounce a Meringue River Region. Bounce the Avatar. Make a dragon. Play the Northwind Avatar. How long does our opponent let us do this? Hopefully forever. Let's get a Ancestor Dragon. We haven't played you yet. Ancestor Dragon. And how about a Northwind Avatar? Can we tutor every dragon from our sideboard? Shiko. Let's get a Shiko. Let's play a Shiko. Shiko, when it enters, can exile a... Let's go stock up. Let's get a stock up. Trigger Lathril. Cast a stock up. Do a little digging. There's the we did it. There's the Mox Jasper. We have done it, chat. Mox Jasper is good after all. We Mox Jasper. Meringue River Regent. Pick up a Meringue River Regent and one of the Northwind Avatars. Make a dragon. Northwind Avatar. Do it again. To the sideboard. We will take a Terror that... I guess we got to end it. No, not yet. Not yet. Summon Bahamut. Play the Summon Bahamut. We will submit 0. Make a dragon. Meringue River Regent. Pick up. Oh, now we're gonna finish. Now we're gonna finish. Our opponent's done it this far. We're gonna actually finish it. Play the Avatar. Get a Terror of the Peaks. Play the Meringue River Regent. Bounce and bounce. Avatar. Get the Stormscale Scion. Terror of the Peaks. Burn ya. And last but certainly not least, Stormscale Scion. Storm at 28. Here comes the dragons. And that is what we wanted to do with the deck. That is what we wanted to do with the deck. Thank you. Thank you, Yamayutu, for actually letting us pop off with this deck once. Huh. Okay. Yes. Shout out to our opponent, because they did not need to sit through. They did not need to sit through that. Oh, that was pretty spectacular. So that's the loop. That's the end game. When we get to do the thing, we get to put literally all the dragons into play and win the game, and it's kind of hilarious. Oh, what a turn to be able to get through lunch, to be able to watch this on just listening. Yeah, that was a good one. That one was actually worth watching. I mean, I've said this before, but on the UB stuff, I actually am glad that Universes Beyond exists. Here's my take. I think everyone has their own feelings, and I'm not going to tell anyone that their feelings are wrong, because I think that if you're someone that's like, for me, Universes Beyond period makes Magic, but in a state that I don't want it to be, I don't enjoy it or whatever, that's a legit feeling that someone could have. Like, it reminds me of... It reminds me of being a fan of a band. I always goes back to Weezer, but like, I used to love Weezer. Then Weezer kind of did the sellout thing, and then I hated Weezer. Like, I could see how Magic would feel like that to someone, right? Like, if you're someone who just loves Magic being a high fantasy game or whatever, I could see how any UB, even the good UBs like Final Fantasy or Lord of the Rings, would just be like, for me, this is not what I want out of the game I love. So I think that's a completely legitimate feeling, 100%. My personal feeling is, I think Magic's actually better with UB, but I think the selections of UBs has been very, very hit or miss. Like, I think Magic would be worse. And this is not a sales thing, because I don't care if Wizards makes money. Like, I mean, I care that they make money to the extent that I want them to make enough that they keep making Magic, because I love Magic. So I want them to make enough money that they keep making more Magic cards, because if they make no money, then they will just stop making Magic cards. But beyond that, I don't care if they're making $1 billion or $2 billion in profit a year. Like, it doesn't do anything for me. But I think that just the game is actually better with Final Fantasy, with Lord of the Rings, with Avatar. Like, I think the good UB sets actually do make the game better for me. The sets that I don't like from UB have been like Turtles, I'm pretty mid on, although I honestly think it's not that bad. But Turtles, I'm pretty mid on. Spider-Man, I really didn't like. A lot of the Secret Layers, it's hard for me to get too riled up about Secret Layers, but obviously Furbies and Dwight from The Office, I think those are just kind of silly. But if it's only Secret Layer, but that's my feeling is, from my perspective, what I want to do is push Wizards to making more avatars in Lord of the Rings and Final Fantasies, and making less Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Spider-Man and maybe Marvel. We'll see how Marvel turns out. But rather than trying to argue that they should never make universes beyond, essentially try to argue and push them to making less of the bad universes beyonds, or ideally none of the universes beyonds that I think are not very good. And I think that that feeling is backed up by like the sales and like general feeling of the community. But that's what I want to do, is push Wizards to making more Final Fantasies and Avatars in less Marvel sets in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and so forth. The plane of New York City is banned, exactly. Overall, I think that offering a new way, but I think that I've seen how it's a positive. Like I've seen it. I've seen it with more people coming into the game. I've seen it with the joy that it's giving existing players. So I think that they're like, the upside is there. It's just a matter of like, and it's it's what Wizards always does. It's like very typical Wizards, very typical big corporation, but like especially Wizards. But it's just like going way too far with something, right? Like, whoa, Lord of the Rings made so much money. We should make we should do 7 sets a year and make them all in standard, and we'll do half of them UV sets. What other IPs can we get? Well, let's get Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. What about Spider-Man? Well, let's just like bring them all in. So like, yeah, I think that's the issue. The negatives highly outweigh the positives. Interesting. What would you say, Silty Smacker? Like, what would you say the biggest negatives are for you? Because like I said before, if for you think the negatives outweigh the positives, I think that's true. I am not here to be like, no, you're wrong, because I think it's very possible that that could be true for you. And for me, it could also be true that I enjoy Magic more with Final Fantasy being a thing compared to it not being a thing. If UB was just like a hard no forever. I will say with the benefit of hindsight at this point, and this is something I argued at the time, I felt the same way, but I think it's been backed up by hindsight. But I am not exactly convinced that it was necessary to make it standard legal. Like, I still think that a lot, like, I feel like Wizards could have gotten pretty much like 95% of the benefit with like without 95% of what pisses people off, if they had just kept the UB sets as like Commander and maybe modern focus sets like Lord of the Rings. I don't imagine that would have hurt their sales a ton, which is Wizards' big concern. Oh, we're dead if they counter this. Okay, they don't counter it. So we can discard a Dracogenesis. And gotta be one of the... Hey, at least these Mox Jaspers are good for discarding. I will give them that. Very good discard fodder. The opponent's gonna bounce some. Ooh. Oh, that's awkward. That's very awkward. All right, well, play the land. Pound it. Eddie Murkrab returns. Ooh, that was actually a very good get out. The double bounce there was kind of huge. Pound it, land, pound it. This Mox Jasper is not turned on. Just pointing out that we're on turn like 45, and the Mox Jasper is still not doing Mox Jasper things. Found another Hearth Elemental. So this means we're dead unless we top deck, and a Furdock Core is not going to do it. So I guess all we can do is draw with Meringue River Regent, and that is also not going to do it. The main negative for me is, but also a positive, if about Planeswalkers and Planeswalker removal, it is a negative. Oh, let me read that again. The main negative for me is, but also a positive, if about Planeswalker and Planeswalker removal is a negative, that I get so many less Planeswalkers a year, but also a lot less Planeswalker removal. Interesting. So you miss having more Planeswalkers. It's kind of funny for me. I got a little burnout with Planes. I think they went a little too heavy with Planeswalkers in like the mid 2010s. So I actually think that they're finding a good mix now with the like 2 to 3 a set type of thing. I feel like they went too hard a few years ago, and it actually led to Planeswalker fatigue, where it made Planeswalkers just not that cool to me because there were so many of them, and a big chunk of them were like kind of boring for a while. So I actually think less Planeswalkers is kind of a good thing, but then I think they went too far. They went too far the other direction with like one planeswalker a set, none in Universes Beyond sets, and we went from having like 40 planeswalkers in standard to having like 5 in standard, and I think they just pulled back way too hard. When it's interesting, Slime Green Bean, what would you pick as the most recent best Magic set? Like is there a set from the last like 5-10 years that you think is in that tier? Because I think one thing that's lost sometimes in the discussion about Universes Beyond is just like how much actual Magic sets have changed too over that time. Kamigawa was a really good set. I like Duskmourn. I actually think Bloomburrow was very good. I don't know. Do you think of Bloomburrow, if you're going to pick like the top 3 Magic sets of all time, which for me it would probably be like original Innistrad, original Ravnica, or if I can pick the whole block, original Ravnica, and well, the third one's where it gets tough. I'm pretty set on those 2, Ravnica, Innistrad. Not 100% sure on the third one. But like, do you think any of the recent sets fit into that same tier? I think Duskmourn's really good. Man, honestly, do you think that the same? Maybe this is just a Magic design problem, and not a Universes Beyond problem. Like, is it possible? Is it possible that this is actually just a Magic design problem? Because I was thinking about it, and it seems like Magic sets have also gotten more hit and miss than they used to be. I don't know if anyone else has noticed that. I feel like Magic sets used to always, for the most part, kind of be in the middle, right? Like they were all like, it was rare that there was a really bad Magic set, and then every once in a while you'd have a really good set, but a lot of them in the middle. And I think we've seen recently, like, more really good sets and more really bad sets. Like the variance has become much higher than it was in the past, and I think I see this with UB sets and within universe sets. Like I think they actually have both been that way, where you can follow up like what I would consider a great set, like Bloomburrow or Duskmourn, and then you can follow that up with like an Ether Drift or something that I would consider a very not great set. I think it's kind of interesting. I wonder if that's just like a product of how many sets they're making. I mean, I always go back to music, but like, if you're trying to like pump out a ton of songs, some of them are not going to be as good as others. If like the focus is on quantity rather than quality all the time. Well, let's beat him down with this Mutable Explorer. Get in there, hit ya. I mean, I will say, since we rebuilt this deck, ooh, Cold Snap. That is a spicy choice. That is a very spicy choice. Well, let's do this now while your opponent's mostly tapped down. Discard a Starting Town. All right. Untap. Opponent gonna keep beating us down. Duskmourn, Outlaws, Lorwyn are 2 of my favorite sets in the last 5 years. Ooh, there's some Outlaws love. I felt like Outlaws for me was kind of mid. Like, I don't think Outlaws... Is this an element? Oh, it is an elemental. I thought the Outlaws was fine. I was kind of... It was a little hat setty, but... So I have an important question about TMNT. Since I recently watched the animated series for the first time in over 20 years due to the crossover, is TMNT age discrimination? Because they say they're teenagers, but they act like toddlers. I have not really watched TMNT ever. Like, I know what it is. I've seen like bits and pieces before, but I've never actually sat down and watched it. I guess I don't know. Well, all right, I think we're dead. Let's play Northwind Avatar. We're gonna switch. We're gonna try a different deck. So I'm playing the Northwind Avatar, but we can't really get anything meaningful. I mean, we take Ureni, but then we just die. Most likely. Play the tap land. I mean, if somehow we live, the Ureni would be pretty good. And any Merc Crab and Death. Who love Theros? Do you want a hot take? I actually think Theros kind of sucks. I know this is not a popular opinion because people love Theros. I actually think Theros is I didn't even like Theros at the time. I always thought Theros was pretty mid. And I think part of that is if you look at the sets, like it was in an era where so many of the sets I loved. There were so many good sets at that time that I think maybe I just felt like it didn't stand up to the sets around it. Because if you look at the sets from that era, like Return to Ravnica, Dragon's Mage wasn't that great, but Return to Ravnica I thought was a really, really good block. Like, really enjoyed that. Shocklands coming back. It was like original Ravnica, but kind of just like rehashing it. And that's what I wanted out of it was, more of just the guilds and more of the good Ravnica stuff. And then Khans is one of my favorite blocks. I love Siege Rhinos. You get the dragons from Dragons to Tarkir. Led to a really interesting, although very expensive standard. So I really like Khans. So for me, Theros was kind of like squish in between two blocks that I really liked. And I kind of felt Theros it was okay. Like I didn't hate Theros, but I also didn't like it as much as the sets around it, which I think is kind of funny because a lot of people love Theros. Love it, love it, love it. Devotion is a great mechanic. That is a legitimately great mechanic. Oh, all right, we gotta restart. Avert your eyes, Chad. Avert your eyes. The main reason why I think having so few Planeswalkers is a negative is because I have a Planeswalker deck that is only Planeswalkers. It's 63 Planeswalkers, 37 lands, and one of my favorite decks that I'm slowly upgrading and making it blinged out. Oh, yeah. I can see that. If you're trying to build an all Planeswalker deck, getting like 5 Planeswalkers a year instead of 20 or whatever, that would make that deck a lot worse. All right, avert your eyes, chat. Avert your eyes. Who knows what's going on in the desktop. It's not too bad at the moment. We still got a little space over on the right. Theros 2 was actually kind of busted. That was from the power creep era. Abzan Rhino deck that uses Badger Mole. Am I a villain because I'm playing Mole? Or do the Rhinos keep me safe, or am I some kind of anti-hero? I struggle with that question weekly. I was gonna say daily, probably not daily, but I don't know. I don't know how to answer that because I have had that same exact thought about so many decks. Whereas I remember the like Shrine Against the Odds deck. I'm like, is this deck super cool because it's actually making shrines kind of work, or is this deck super boring because it's actually just a Badger Mole Cup deck? And if you really think about it, you know what it reminds me of? If you go back to the early days of Against the Odds, when we played a ton of Modern, one of the secrets to making Modern Against the Odds decks work was Blood Moon, right? Like, if you drop a Blood Moon, that would buy you like 5 or more turns to set up your janky whatever combo you're trying to pull off on Against the Odds. Thankfully, no one really noticed for the most part. I mean, some people did a little bit, but thankfully, most people didn't seem to think, oh, you're actually just playing another Blood Moon deck. And like, if it wasn't for Blood Moon, you would never do the Against the Odds thing. They just focus on the cool Against the Odds thing. So maybe it's the same thing. Maybe people just focus on the cool thing and overlook the rest. I've been trying to think of Badger Mole is just 2026 Llanowar Elves. Because I never feel weird about playing Llanowar in every deck. Like, if I'm playing a green deck, of course I'm going to play Llanowar. Like, if it's a green deck that wants to ram, like, of course, obviously. Why would I not play Badger, or why would I not play Llanowar? So I'm trying to think of it as the same thing, where this is just, like, a really expensive, very souped up, printed at Mythic, $75 version of Llanowar Elves. So it's not the deck. It's just, like, one of the support cards in the deck. Should I bring my Blood Moons for you to sign in Vegas? Ooh, I mean, I would love to sign them for you if you want me to. I think Blood Moon is the card I've signed the most. Blood Moon and Panharmonicon. Those are the two that I've signed the most. Let's try this Valley Flood Caller combo deck. See if we can make it work. I know. Wizard, if you're watching Wizards, please stop putting like the good cards at Mythic. I think that's the biggest thing you can do for us, Watsy, is just like, please, please, you don't have to put all, all the push for constructed cards at like Bitterbloom Bear. You don't have to put that at Mythic. You don't have to put the Badger Cub at Mythic. Like, also, wait a minute. I haven't looked at avatar prices in a while. Why in the world is Walls of Bossing say this? I guess third. I was gonna say second most expensive. The third most expensive card from the. Huh? Who? Why? Who? I just don't understand where the demand is coming from. Like, why is this? I know it's an interesting card, but like, is it even a commander? Is this a commander staple that I didn't pay attention to? Is everyone playing this? I know I've never seen it in standard. As a commander, it is not very popular. As a card, I guess people play it in butt stacks, like toughness matters stacks a little bit. That is wild to me that is still $30. that is surprising. I figured it would be expensive but then drop a lot, but I mean, I guess it kind of does the Avacyn thing. It just does it kind of poorly. But I think all this to say, with all that ranting, like, put the Planeswalkers at Mythic. That's fine. There's some stuff, like, if it says Mox, it's probably always going to be at Mythic, or most, like, some stuff, there's, like, historical reasons that you got to put it at Mythic. But I really think, like, Badger Cub, I really think you gotta put cards like that down a little bit in rarity. I want to build Walls of Bossing Say Soul Immolation deck. I actually built a couple versions of that, but I've never really got to make it work. But it's one of two cards. I think it's that and Ancient Animantios. They can one-shot kill in standard with the Soul Immolation. Have any of you drafted TMNT at all? I'm curious what your thoughts are on limited. All right, so we're gonna try. It's Fur Core Day. We're going to try Fur Core deck number 2. This is Fur Core Valley Floodcaller combo. So if you've ever seen the Otters deck that used to be a thing in standard, like kind of a thing in standard, it's kind of the same idea, but we're using Fur Core as our otter, so to speak. So the idea is Valley Floodcaller, when we cast a non-creature spell, we untap birds, frogs, otters, and rats, and give them +1/+1 until end of turn. Fur Core is all those things. So we play a Fur Core, we get down the Valley Floodcaller, then we can like tap the Fur Core, make a mana, cast a Sleight of Hand, untap it, do it again, cast a Boomerang Basics, untap it, cast a Storm Chaser's Tail, untap it. Eventually we can find a Sig's Command, and then we can copy the Fur Core, because it's a Merfolk. Then we have 2 of them. We can tap both of them, make the mana, cast a spell, untap it, and hopefully we can just cast enough spells to make them big enough with Valley Floodcaller's ability that we actually can win the game. And that's essentially it. Sideboard, pretty straightforward, like removal, counter spells, graveyard hate. So let's give it a go. Let's see if we can actually pull this off. What does Nummy think of TMNT Hungry? I haven't watched any Nummy drafts of the set. I just love that Fur Core is a kind of an actual thing. Like, I would not have. I felt like as soon as I saw this deck, I was like, oh, I should have recognized that during spoiler season. Like, we should have talked about how having the creature types on the Mana Rock could lead to some interesting scenarios. When I'm pretty sure I was just focused on, in Commander, like, you can play it in a tribal deck, get a little upside. But oh no. All right, well, we're going to start with 5 cards in this one. Well, we're going to start with 5 cards, but with both of our combo pieces in hand. That's something. Opponent, Plains, and Prehistoric Pet. Well, I think we just seam rip that. So our opponent, Ninjas? Dinosaur? Well, let's play the land pestered. Yeah, the creature type actually opens up a lot of shenanigans. Our opponent is a straight-up ninja deck. Well, I guess we got to get rid of Splinter. We need to draw a land. We need some lands and some card draw. Opponent. Another prehistoric pet off the water grave. And a Suturu, the infiltrator. All right, well, Roiling Dragonstorm lets us do some digging for some lands. Oh. I guess we have to discard one of the Furdot cores, sadly. Discard a Furdot core, play the land, slide a hand. It gotta be seam rip. We gotta keep just seam ripping away these Suturus. Opponent. Getting in. And. Ooh, that's bad news. Kaido. And gets to draw a card. Kaido's so good. Wait, when? So, when we get to next rotation, Kaido finally rotates, right? Like, I'm pretty sure that that's the answer. That we finally get the rotation of Duskmourn. Speaking of prehistoric pet, does it have any uses in like some sort of Aang or Avian Interrupter control deck? Maybe. I think the bouncing a creature back to your hand mode, it's kind of neat. The fact that you can only do it during your turn does kind of minimize some of the shenanigans. Yeah, we're gonna be too slow here. We're actually just dead, right? So, like, we can Valley Flood Caller, but then we can't cast anything. Yeah. So I guess we just have to Roiling Dragonstorm and see if we can luck into a Seam Rip is not enough. All right, well, Kaido doing Kaido things. Demir's gonna be gutted when rotation happens. Ah, I hope so. I hope so. I feel like these cards have just existed forever. Like, they just been in the format for so long. Watch them just make standard non-rotating. I wonder, do you think they would if they thought they could get away with it? Do you think they would actually make it a non-rotating format? I think I almost think they would. I think they would at least strongly consider it. Like, if they thought I think there would be, there'd be way too much pushback, right? I think people want standard to rotate and not be just like super mini modern, but. Oh, let me see, Autism, your Planeswalker deck, eh? It basically would be Pioneer with a smaller starting point, right? So Ninja's Do we even have anything that's good against this deck? Not much. Like, maybe the Spell Snares would be okay. I think we just run it back. I think our main deck setup's pretty good. Planeswalkers only. Oh, that's a super fun idea. How does it play for you, Autism? Like, if you play a game with it, does it play like, does it function relatively well? I would be worried about just like not having ramp or anything. Feels like it looks so cool to just be only Planeswalkers, but do you feel like it keeps up when you and even get Yamori as a companion? That's sweet. Do you feel like it keeps up in general when you play it? They should do force bannings in standard at every ban window. At least one card has to die just to keep it fresh. Yeah, it'll be interesting. We do have like the shake-up ban windows coming. One of them I think is supposed to be coming soon. Oh no, if they take that Slay to hand and we don't draw a land. Oh, that's okay. Opponent takes a Furdot core. Well, okay. At least we're not mana screwed. We lose our combo piece, but we are not mana screwed. Let's just take a Hallowed Fountain. Gianmarcello, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super here. Thank you. Hey, Seth, can't watch today, but we'll watch a replay. Have a good one. Thanks for swinging in for a minute. Have a good one, Gianmarcello. Yeah, I wonder if it's worth it. Like, part of the reason to change, man, this is painful. The saddest possible console. Oh no. Oh, and then they Kaido and we die. Yeah. If they Kaido here, we do pretty get wrecked. I mean, I guess we can Boomerang Basics it, but Leo and Dark Shredder. All right, not a Kaido, at least. Pound it hits us. Replays the Dream Beavers. Well, there's a land. So, get rid of the Dark Leo and Shredder. Get rid of the Dream Beavers. You know what? We're just gonna literally go all the way. Get rid of the token. The board is we wrathed. We wrathed them away with Seam Rips and Boomerang Basics. Found a tap land. I don't play the land. Pass the turn. Do you think they will do shake-up bans if they consider standard healthy? No. I don't think they will. I don't think they'll ban. I don't think they'll ban stuff if they think the format is healthy. And I don't think they should ban stuff if they think the format is healthy. Oh, we might actually be able to try to do the thing here. We got the Valley Flood Caller in hand. The question's going to be, do we go for it? Opponent Leo and Dark Shredder. Or Dark Leo and Shredder. And pass it. Oh, we gotta go for it. We gotta go for it. Valley Flood Caller. We gotta go. We untap. We play the land. 1, 2, 3. We don't have any card draw. Oh, it's 4 to fight. My God, that is expensive to fire up. Fire up the Furdock's Core. How about that? And then we can, let's see, tap this for a mana. And Boomerang Basics. Bounce the Seam Rip, draw a card, untap it. Legend Rule, yeah. Tap this for white mana. Seam Rip, untap it. Can we get it to 22 power? That would be very impressive. Tap it for blue, sleight of hand. Untap it. Oh! An opponent scooped it up! An opponent scooped it up! An opponent scooped it up! Oh, that's so good. That's so good. Okay. I don't know if we would have actually won there, but that is basically the idea of what the deck's trying to do. I know you said it like 1,000 times, but thank you so much for your commentary style. I love listening to your streams. While I'm at work, I've been driving since 8:30 this morning and having, and it's like having an AA friend in the car telling me about Magic games that they're playing. Oh, well, I'm glad it works, Geomancer. It's funny because that's just kind of how I naturally do commentary. So it was I never made a conscious choice in any way to be like, I'm going to try to do commentary in a way that people can listen while they're driving, but I'm glad it worked out that way. Oh, okay. So that actually makes sense. So I don't actually have to activate it first. It's so weird to have a mana rock with the creature types. So you don't actually have to activate it first. That's okay. That makes sense. I was gonna say there's no way if you got to pay for to activate it to do the combo. There's no way this is gonna be like a deck that's competing at RCs. We will try it without activating it next time. Or at least read the cards, because I think you might be right. Found it. Dream Beavers gets and hits us. Now let's play the Verge. And we can't really stop Kaido. I guess we just have to pass? Actually, you know what? Let's Storm Chase. I guess we play stuff. Let's Storm Chaser's Talent. Megan Otter. If we're going to do this, it probably would have been better to attack with Otter. Well, there's a Flood Caller. Okay, getting closer. Combo piece number 1. Reading the Furdock Core does sort of explain Furdock Core. Let's see if we can kill this prehistoric pet. It's not like these Otters are a big primary. I mean, I guess they're nice to have on the battlefield as we combo. Opponent's going to last Ronin Technique. Down to 13. Untap land and a Dream Beaver. I'm not looking forward to rotation. Literally every deck I have need to be rethought at the same time. I mean, I think that sentence is actually why they stopped doing so many rotations. Like, I think that was kind of the bottom line is they felt like people would prefer not to have to update their decks and buy new cards as much. For me, I also like standard that changes quickly, but found it with a big attack. Oh, this hurts, but we're gonna block, and then sad console, literal anticipate, pump it. Sig's Command. Is there a reason we only see Crim and Tomer on other commander shows of the Goldfish crew? Would love to see others as well. A lot of that's just location. That's probably the, well, I think there's two big things. So one is Crim is Crim. Crim's, you know, Crim. He's Crim. He's buddies with everyone. But he lives out in California, and there's a lot of Magic shows that are kind of on the West Coast that are easy for him to get to. He lives like literally in the same city as a lot of like famous, you know, Magic shows and Magic creators. So it's very easy for him to be like, oh, I'm just going over to my buddy Kibler's house and he needs someone for a show. So a lot of it's that. And Tomer's kind of similar in Europe, but also now has the WotC aspect of it. So I think some of the stuff might come from being on the commander panel in his position there. So I think that's the biggest thing. I'm like kind of on the other end where I live in a place that's miserable to travel from. So I just don't like traveling to stuff, so I don't do it very often. So I think that's the biggest reason. Is it's just a matter of it's pretty convenient, I think, for Crim and Tomer based on where they're living. Found it. Hits us to 2. Yeah, we can run out the Valley Flood. I mean, I guess if we run out Flood Call, we have to top deck Ferdot Core right now. Valley Flood Caller. Oh my. Is there a chance? Is there a chance? Is there a chance? Is there a friggin' chance? Maybe. Oh, we can't even shock. That's a bummer. Okay, so Ferdot Core. Let's see if we can do it. Ferdot Core. Pom Pom. Tap this for a blue. Let's see if this works. Boomerang Basics. Untap it. Okay, so it does work. Grow the Super Shredder. Oh, that's so many get outs. Too many get outs. Oh, we're going to fizzle because of that, right? So we can play this. Oh, these get outs are not great. Make an Otter token. So what are the options on this? Oh, okay. Wait. Pick him up, untap it. Oh man, if we were slightly higher on life. And we could play this shock, and we could do the get out again. Also, I guess nothing has evasion. So I think the end result of this is we're going to end up just getting chump blocked anyway. But that really, I mean, okay, so we end up losing. But that shows how the deck can really build a big board out of nowhere. In regards to my Planeswalker deck, very slow, doesn't start until turn 4, but once it starts, it just, it sort of keeps up with your opponents having a mindset to kill every Planeswalker, no matter what, then it struggles. Yeah, that makes sense. I can see that as long as it's not like someone getting off to some super fast Soul Ring, fast mana kind of start, then it's probably fine. Do you run into a lot of people that just kill all your Planeswalkers? I mean, I guess Planeswalkers do look kind of scary. What about standard Pauper concept? I'm curious if that appeals to people. Like, I think it's nice to have something like standard Pauper as an option. I'm just not sure how much, like, I'm not sure how much Pauper appeals to the average player. So the upside is it's super cheap. The downside is I don't know what the format would be like. I don't know. I think they should probably do some runs with it on Arena as a special format because it would be cool. One thing I wish still existed. No. Regular Pauper is popular. It's not popular to the level of like Standard or Modern or Commander, but it's in like I think the next tier of formats. I'm not sure that Standard Pauper has the same appeal though. I guess what would make me skeptical is I view Brawl. When they did Brawl, the idea was, oh, we can just do like Standard Commander. And then it ended up flopping super hard because it turns out even though Commander's popular and Standard's popular, Standard players didn't really want their Standard and Commander to be mixed to that extent. So I wonder if Pauper and Standard could both be popular, but I'm not sure that like Pauper Standard together would necessarily be as popular as they are separately. Yeah, let's just do this. Might as well. Cycle it, Boomerang Basics, grow the otter. Get in, hit ya. Down 18. I like this, and we might even be able to do the SIGS command shenanigans. We really need to get the Furdot core down somehow. Well, that's Storm Chaser's talent. We're gonna wait. I think our opponent's control, so we got to try to play around the. Yeah, they're definitely control. All right. Well, can we get it through the counters? Hit you with the otter, opponent. Down to 16. Pass the turn. I have 50 commander decks. Is that too many? Honestly, the answer is probably from a practical sense, I think the answer is probably actually yes. I'm curious. I mean, I think having as many commander decks as you want is perfectly fine. But here my question would be, how often do you actually play them? I know for me, I used to have like basically 0 paper commander decks, and it's gone up to like 6 or 7 now, and I don't really feel a lot of pressure to have more decks because I feel like having 6 or 7 is enough for me to do what I want with anyway. And if I had like more decks, I don't know if I play them that regularly. Oh, if you're playing 3 or 4 of them a week, then 50 is actually probably not enough. like if you're playing that much Commander, then 50 is probably yeah, is probably a fine number for how you play actually. So it probably depends on your circumstances. Opponent 3 steps ahead. Opponent is definitely annoying me. I will give them that. Oh, your other deck that isn't just control with no win cons and not letting me do anything cool? I would love to see your other deck, actually. Why don't you scoop right now so you can show me your other deck, control player? How about that, dirty control player? Can we resolve something, opponent? Please? Just a little Furdot core? Just one? You know, I mean, opponent's down to 11. They are down to 11. We're going to pass. Opponent. Consult the star charts. I'm going to do some digging. A Pauper format, Standard or otherwise, on Arena would be my most played format. Interesting. So, Joe, is that because you think you'd really enjoy playing the format, or just because of the cost? Was it basically just a budget thing? Or is it like, I really love playing with commons? I actually think, and this has been something that we've talked about in the past, but I actually think that reduces the odds of it happening, because I think Wizards would rather have you spending your monies on mythics and rares. I don't think they want a Pauper format to be a huge option on something like Arena, because because I think it would cost them money in the long run. That is my guess. Is that Wizards is actually disincentivized. I guess we're on the Fur.Core beatdown plan. Get in, hit ya. Found it down to 9. I guess we should have played this first. We could have gotten 1 more damage. Well, get down the Storm Chaser's talent. Pass the turn. What about block? That's something, I can't believe I'm saying this, but that's something that I actually kind of miss is block. When we used to just have one set block constructed. Well, let's level up the Storm Chaser's talent. Get back the Sig's command. Sig's command. Copy the synergy. Copy the Fur.Core, draw a card. Now, play the land. Untapped. Storm Chaser's talent. Get in and hit ya. I mean, we're maybe putting it together until they find a Jeskai Revelation and we die. Opponent down to 9. Oh, come on. How about a bunch of lands? How about no Jeskai Revelation at least? Of course, there's a Jeskai Revelation. Jeskai Revelation. Well, yeah. Death. Death, death, death. Well, let's kick a console. Opponent's at 16 now. Okay, if we go all in, we take 2 Seam Rips. Seam Rip, Seam Rip. 1, 2. Get out, bounce, bounce, replay. So we can play 1, 2, 3, 4 spells. 6, 12, 8. We're going to go for it. We're going to go for it. We're going to see if we can win here. Get the 2 Seam Rips. So, Seam Rip. If our opponent has a 1-mana spell that they can play off that Cornucopia, they can still get out from under this. Seam Rip. Trigger the Otters. Get out. Bounce the Storm Chaser's talents. Storm Chaser's talent. 18 damage. Here comes Otters, and we got there against the control deck. What do you think about what do you think about the thought that arena economy directly influences the choice of having cards like Badgermole and Washington Bearer of Mythics? Is arena ruining the paper experience? Ooh, no. So here is my understanding. This deck is pretty cool. Yeah, we played Northwind Avatars earlier for quite a while, and they can do cool things when they pop off, but that was not super frequently. I think this. So just from looking at the financial numbers, the numbers that I have seen is that tabletop Magic is a huge majority of the money that Wizards makes. Like 80-90%, like a very big number, and that arena is a very small 5% maybe or something. Like it's a very small number, which we're still talking like 5% of $2 billion or whatever is still a lot of money. So it's not like arena's not making any money. But all this to say, I think if you look at this, the distribution of how Wizards and Hasbro makes their money, I don't think that they're making choices to make arena better than make paper worse. I actually think maybe 5 years ago when they first launched arena, and they were doing 7 years ago, 8 years ago, when we were doing the top 5 esport era in the MPL, then I think they actually were prioritizing arena over paper. And the pandemic happened, which was part of it too. But so I think it was a thing back then. Now though, I don't think they make things mythic because of arena or whatever. I think arena is actually kind of an afterthought at this point, and not a big focus of how it's a gateway drug is actually not the worst way to put it. Oh, what do we have against control? Oh, we should have done this faster. Spell snare. Voice of Victory. And I think we go down the seam rips, run it like, I mean, they were good that game, but run it like that. Oh, you know what the dream for players would be? I got a collection. There's gonna be a video going up on the opening channel in the next week or so. But I got a collection, and it was a collection that had of this very weird mixture of like old Magic cards mixed with some bulk Pokemon cards. But one of the things I noticed on the Pokemon cards is there were all of these code cards. There was just like a token, but it had a code on it, and it was like, oh, you put the code in and you get free packs online or whatever. The biggest thing Wizards can do, and I don't think they will do this because I think Wizards, it's maybe a little bit contradictory to say that Arena's an afterthought and then say what I'm about to say, but I think Wizards actually doesn't want to give up that 5% of money. But I think the actual smartest thing to do from players would be to treat Arena like Pokemon treats their online client. From what I've heard, I've never played it, but basically as a marketing expense, like literally make it the gateway drug where we are going to give you Arena essentially for free. If you buy Paper Magic packs, we are going to give you codes to play. Oh, does Pokemon not do it either anymore? Interesting. That would be, because I think that would be amazing for players, right? If instead of trying to be a profit engine, Arena was, yikes. Arena was essentially more or less free, and it just a way to try to get people to learn Magic and get into the game. And I think when they launched in 2019 or whatever, I don't think it really made sense because I think they wanted to be the next, esport, and they thought Arena was going to be this $1 billion, maybe Arena's bigger than Paper Magic, and that was the direction they were going. But now with how things have turned out, I actually think the opposite's kind of true. Pokemon Go. So, do you actually play the game with Pokemon Go? Or is Pokemon Go, the game is just like collecting, right? Like you kind of wander around and collect people. Would they make more money if they did a monthly subscription? They might. I think that's possible for sure. Yeah, let's just pass. We could Boomerang Basics the Dragonstorm. I don't think we're going to do that yet. I think we just wait. Are those Pokemon codes? Do they still work? That was the other thing. I was curious if they actually even work still, or maybe they were outdated. Well, playing the land, you know what? Let's do it. Boomerang Basics, pick up the Roiling Dragonstorm, draw a card. Replay Roiling Dragonstorm. Draw some cards. What do we discard here? I guess we discard Spell Snare. We probably only need one Spell Snare. Let's play the Storm Chaser Salet. I mean, monthly subscriptions have kept Moto running. Like, I think there's some big upsides. Opponent gets the get out. I guess we're just doing the same thing. We really want to hit our lands. Yeah, let's pick up the Roiling Dragonstorm. Oh boy. Boomerang Basics, pick up the Dragonstorm, draw a card. What's a Furdock core? I'd love to get that down. Roiling Dragonstorm, play it again. Seth, please have an idea for the top 8 of the best standard deck. What about if you contact famous casters from the past to comment on your games? Think Patrick and Chapin, Rich Hagan, BBD, Randy Bueller, get their repetitive to the list of Richard to say how bad it gets repetitive to listen to Richard say how bad his hand is. Okay, hey, good, fair point, fair point. I actually think that's kind of a cool idea. I don't know how realistic it is. I'll have to look into it, but I actually think that is a really, really cool idea. I don't know if it'd be, man, I don't know if we could do it for the whole top 8, because that would be 4, 5, 6, 7, like 7 weeks of matches, maybe. But I think that would be a really cool, maybe even for the finals or something. But I will definitely look into that and see if there's something we can do there, because that actually would be super cool to have something like that. You asked why I want Pauper. I enjoy low power cards. Limited in Pauper is so much fun. Feels like my days in feels like days of kitchen table games, which is why I now build commander decks with strict budgets or Clash-like themes. That makes a lot of sense, Joe. Is Moto the gold standard, though? No, not that Moto's the gold standard, but I think that Moto moving from a pay-for-card model to mostly a subscription model, thanks to the rental programs, I think that shows that, yeah, we got to go for it. Voice of Victory. I think that shows that you can be successful with that model. Like, I think if Moto is successful with that model, I think Arena could be too. Because I think the counter argument would be, well, they're going to make less money, right? If they don't think they're going to make less money, why wouldn't they do that already? Which is actually a pretty reasonable argument. Yeah, I mean, we can't really do a whole lot about that. What we can do, though, is play a Furdot Core. Pick up the Roiling Dragon Storm because of synergies. And then... yeah, I mean... copy it. Pass the turn. Oh, do we live? We could get 16 here. It is not impossible that we die right now. It is not impossible. Oh, no! Oh. Also, I kind of hate how Arena does not give you priority to float mana in a situation like that, because I gotta left up the spell snare mana. Oh, dear, that is very bad. So, base game free, and then you pay for access to every card in free drafts. Yeah, I don't know what you do about drafts. I think maybe you have to have some nominal. Hey, what's up, Lucid? I think maybe you have to have some nominal entry fee, like, or maybe you don't. I think you definitely, if everyone handled the cards, then you would definitely have to change the way it works, because getting the cards wouldn't really be a reward, right? Like, there's not much of a motivation to open more cards to build your collection if you already have access to all the cards. So I think you'd want drafts to be either free or like very cheap. But then the prizes would probably also be comparably low. But I mean, I also think the problem with all this is I also think that in general, one thing big corporations are really good at, probably the only thing really that big corporations are good at, is finding ways to make us part with our money. Like, that is the one thing they know how to do, is separate us from our money. So we are probably incorrect in saying they would make more money with a subscription model, because I gotta think Wizards would have thought of that by now, right? Like, I gotta think Wizards would have thought of that. And I have to imagine there's some accountant or MBA or someone who ran the numbers and was like, you know what, actually, we would make less money. You know, gambling's very profitable. Gambling's very profitable. We make more money by making people open booster packs and pay, you know, $30 to finally get a mythic wildcard or whatever. So we might just be wrong that it would actually be more profitable. Because otherwise, that would either mean that Hasbro/WotC is very bad at the one thing they're supposed to be good at, or we're wrong, or we're incorrect that they would actually make more money doing it our way. opponent. Valley Flood Caller. I think a lot of games do want a subscription model. Oh, nothing has haste, though. I think a lot of games do want a subscription model. Well, I mean, let's see what we can do. I don't think we can win here because nothing has haste. But we Roiling Dragonstorm. Untap. Discard a land. Boomerang basics. I mean, maybe we can build enough board that big enough board that we don't die somehow. Untap, pick it up. Ooh, draw a land. That's not ideal. Storm Chaser's Talent. Untap. How about Get Out? Pick up the 2 enchantments. Untap. I mean, this deck actually feels kind of reasonable-ish. Storm Chaser's Talent, make an Otter. Oh, scoop, please, opponent. Scoop. 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 I think you should scoop. I think you should scoop, opponent. You just GG'd us. I think you should scoop. You don't want to sit through this. You don't want to sit through this, opponent. The game's over, right? The game's over. The game is over. They're probably saying good game because they're about to win. I'm sure they have some silly 3 damage burn spell. Yeah, we just didn't have any haste. So here's what I would say. I think Magic is different than a lot of games because our Magic brains are trained to spend hundreds of dollars on cardboard. Wizards has trained us over the last 30 years. It's actually insane. Sometime, if you have a non-Magic playing friend or family member, and maybe this is a bad idea because it might end up with them looking at you like, seriously, dude? But like sometime talk to someone that doesn't play Magic and just mention the cost of like a booster box or something, and you will watch their head explode. Like I think it's normal for us because we're so used to it, right? We're just so used to booster boxes being $100 or now $150 or collector boosters $300 or maybe $1,000, like singles being $70, $80, $100 Jaces in standard, $500 decks, $1,000 decks. Our brains are just used to it. That's how that's normal for us. And plus we also know, well, like I can always trade my cards or sell my cards and they're like collectibles, so they have value. But as Magic players, we think of it as normal, but to like a lot of people who don't know Magic, when you hear $400 booster box or whatever, they're like, what? For those pieces of cardboard? What? But all this to say, I think because we are so Magic brained, I think it's actually probably more profitable for Wizards to keep allowing people to degenerately gamble on their cards. If anything, we haven't talked about, I don't think I've said this before, but like, if anything, if you want to be mad at Wizards about something, and I think this is actually true, and I haven't fully fleshed out my thoughts on it, maybe it'll be a video eventually, but I actually think you can make a very strong argument, and maybe this is just the way of the world right now, because I think it actually is not just Wizards, but it's really our culture right now. But I think you can make a pretty strong argument that Wizards has intentionally designed their products, specifically collector boosters, but other products to a lesser extent as well, but that they have pretty much explicitly tried to make their products more addictive to degenerate gamblers. Like, I feel like that is, if you just look at the choices that have been made with how cards are distributed, the rarity treatments, even if you look at like Arena with the Arena Direct and like the way it's designed to keep you trying to qualify and do the next one, there is a lot of, in some sense, and I know when it comes down to it, you've got to be responsible for yourself and stuff, but like in some sense there is some amount of like preying on people who might be vulnerable to compulsive, like addictive gambling behaviors. And like I said, I don't think it's just Wizards right now. Like, it's crazy how widespread and like mainstream gambling is at the moment. It's everywhere. There's a lot of companies that are essentially trying to hook you in some sort of gambling situation. But I think Magic has went pretty hard at that, I would say. I feel like they went pretty hard at that. There's no Wish, but this is the Furdot Core Otter style combo deck, yeah. Ancient Cornucopia. So, how do we do? Do we need to bounce that? Does it even? I think it's only 1 mana. Let's play the land untapped. Roiling Dragonstorm. Discard a Spell Snare. Storm Chaser's Talent. Boomerang Basic Storm Chaser's Talent. And Storm Chaser's Talent. Turns out the Boomerang Basic Storm Chaser's Talent actually quite the synergy. Boudouin, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super, thank you. Oh, right, I didn't change the stream title. We started playing a deck built around Northwind Avatar, and then a few minutes ago we switched to playing this Furdot Core deck. But original deck was Dracogenesis Furdot Core combo essentially. Okay, so let's Roiling Dragonstorm. Trigger our stuff. Draw some cards. Discard a card. Land untapped. Sig's Command. Copy the Furdot Core, draw a card. Opponent's gonna know more lies and gain some life. Well, let's play a Storm Chaser Sail and get in there. I don't like the amount of mana our opponent's building up, but we do get to hit them for 8. We make another Otter. Down to 17. All right, opponent. 7 mana is a sweet spot. Oh, we might have to bounce Cornucopia. We cannot let them Jeskai Revelation. That is not an option. How's the deck been? It's been performing. Well, we've only played like 2 or 3 games. The combo feels like it has potential, but I don't think our record has been like super great. But we haven't played that many games yet, so small sample size. This also seems like kind of an annoyingly tough matchup. Just like the fact that our opponent has. Oh, do we have to bounce a Cornucopia? I think we do. This feels so bad. Bounce a Cornucopia. We got to keep him off of Jeskai Revelation though. So opponent's gonna Heritage Reclamation. We will, in response, do some digging. Take a Boomerang Basics. Actually, no. Take Valley Floodcolor Consult, I think. Float a mana. So we lose the Furdot Core. Go to combat, hit you for 9. Play the land, pass the turn. I feel like this control deck is a tough matchup. Found it. Cornucopia returns. 3 mana still available. Oh, gonna stock up. Okay. Can we make them die? I don't think we have enough mana. Can we make them die this turn? Get out. Okay, what's our most realistic way to do this? So we play Valley Floodcaller. Then we consult. These become 3/3s. Then we become 5/5s. That's 1 short. So instead, let's do this. Let's get out, pick up the 2 Roiling Dragonstorms, trigger the Otters. Play a Roiling Dragonstorm. Discard a land. Sleight of hand. Take a Furdok Core and hit you for 12. We were so close to having lethal there. We were one damage short. One damage short. Now they get to untap with Jeskai Revelation Mana with 2 Ancient Cornucopias. If they have Revelation, they gain so much life. They gain like 10. I don't know if we can come back from them gaining 10 life potentially. That's gonna be tough. If I want to submit a fish mail, but I don't have Blue Sky or Twitter, can I just email you and just say my username instead of the email address? Indeed, the Paladisaur. Yes. Oh, they do have Jeskai Revelation. Indeed, indeed, indeed. Feel free to just to email it. Now let's play the Furdok score. Dragonstorm. Discard a Dragonstorm. Dragonstorm. Oh, we were so close. We were so close. Play the land. Get in, hit ya. Down to 10. Oh, but they have so many cards now, and they have the tokens, and these Ancient Cornucopias are actually wrecking us. The life gain is saving our opponent. Yeah, there haven't been any fish mails lately because people just haven't been sending in fish mail questions. So if you want more fish mails to be answered, send in more fish mail questions, and we will answer them. So that's actually been the pinch, is we just haven't been getting that many submissions. About it, Songcrafter Mage. So yeah, it's not a conspiracy to not answer fish mail. It's just a coincidence that an opponent has a Maelstrom Pulse, taps down the Songcrafter Mage. This has got to be about the worst possible matchup for our deck. We're still fighting the good fight, but this has got to be more or less just the worst single possible matchup in existence. I'll play a Valley Flood Caller. Sleight of hand. Take a Roiling Dragonstorm. Play a Roiling Dragonstorm. I think we're dead, though. Draw a couple cards. All right, we draw Boomerang Basics. Well, bounce one of the tokens, I guess. Well, attack you for 7. Opponent, consult the star charts. Do we even have any Furdok cores left? I don't even think we have any Furdok cores left. I guess we still have a couple. There's still a couple. Found it. Inevitable defeat. Oh, about it. Gonna kill our stuff. Yeah, I don't think there's any actual possible way of winning this game. We're just kind of playing out the last couple turns, but I don't think with them killing the Furdok cores, there's no, and this is kind of the downside of the Furdok core thing, right? Is like, if you don't have Furdok core, then Sig's command looks very silly. But yeah, we don't have an answer to any of this, so we're just dead. Furdok core, take the land. I mean, I think this deck is cute. I like that. I like the idea of it. I do think that is gotta be about the worst. Like, the all the removal, Maelstrom Pulse, inevitable defeat. One of the upsides, I think the biggest upside of the deck is probably that your combo piece is an artifact, right? So it should be difficult, or at least more difficult for a lot of decks to interact with. I don't think that was the case for that deck, though. So I don't know. I think the synergy is cool. I just love that Fur Core is actually finding a home. The deck itself, I think it's probably like like slightly above and against odds deck would be my guess. I know someone started off a tournament with it like 5-0, but then I looked at the final standings and they were nowhere near the like good record standing. So I don't know where they actually ended up. But I think that the concept is cool. I'm also just kind of intrigued by the possibility of maybe a Fur Core deck. Like there's so many different synergies for creature types. Maybe we can embrace it and go even further than Sig's Command and Roiling Dragonstorm. Maybe there's even more cool shenanigans for this card. That matchup definitely not great. Wizards announces Command Fest, Command Fest are returning. What's the Command Fest lineup? So you get a little Fyndhorn Elves. That's actually a pretty nice looking promo. I like the Fyndhorn Elves there. So wow, actually that's a relatively big slate. I guess some of them are on the same weekend. So we have. Oh, this is actually only some of the dates. Is there more information? Okay, let's see. Commander, Command Fest, promos. If you've never been a better time to attend your first. All right, what are the dates? Let's see. Australia, Germany, China, Tacoma, Washington, China. Wow, there's a multiple Chinese Command Fest. That's interesting. Osaka, Japan, Toronto, Japan, Mexico, Italy, England, Sao Paulo. I mean, wait, okay. These are all international. Or like primarily, not all, but very much skewed international. There's only what, 2 in the US? Washington and Virginia. That is actually very interesting. Very interesting. Because I know there's been a lot of concern, and rightly so, about Wizards focusing too much on North America, not like cutting languages, the Brazil community with prices, like a lot of stuff like that. So it's kind of nice to see that there's actually a big focus on non-US places here. So it's kind of cool to see so many around the world. Interesting. And they said they're going to add more to the list, so maybe more coming. Well, that's kind of cool. I'm glad Command Fest are coming back. Can we get some CC on cam today? I don't know where she is at the moment. So probably she's a little camera shy. Hey, if you live in Tacoma, gonna be an easy one. I don't know if I will go to Tacoma. That is a long trip. Oh, I'd show the cat. I don't know where she is. All right, I'll see. Now we gotta wrap up the stream. Let me see if I can find C's for you. Hang on. Just for you, chat. Just for you. Cece. Hey, cat. Hey, buddy. Hey, baby. How are you? She's gone. Unfortunately, I tried to find the cat for you. Yeah, Toronto and Virginia are both relatively close. Is Virginia? I didn't look. Is Virginia Richmond? I did a MagicCon Command Fest actually in Richmond a few years ago, and it was actually pretty sweet. Alexandria, interesting. Yeah, Virginia might be doable. Virginia's not a bad place to make it to. Yeah. Next time, I'll get you CC next time. I don't know. She wanders out the dog door sometimes, and it's super nice out today, so she might be outside roaming around in this 65-degree weather. So, anyway, everyone, I think that is our stream for today. So, what do we learn? Lessons from the day. The Northwind Avatar deck. I still like Northwind Avatar. The build itself, though, definitely had a little bit of the infamous small Japanese tournament vibe. The Fur Core deck, I think this deck has potential. I don't think Control is especially a good matchup. The 5-color Control deck is just a brutal, brutal matchup for the deck. But I actually think this deck does have some potential to be like a reasonable deck. So I don't know. And the synergies are cool. We'll probably see some more Ferdot coring in the future. But on that note, everyone, I think that's our stream. So reminders on the way out the door, replay YouTube for all the old streams, normal YouTube, tons of stuff coming out, a Sweet Against Odds tomorrow, more bracket matches, keep an eye out for all that. One more shout out to our sponsor, Card Kingdom. If you need some Magic cards, you can make cardkingdom.com/mtggoldfish. Most importantly, thank you to all of you. Y'all are amazing and awesome, and I love y'all. I hope you have an amazing day, a great week, and we'll do it all again next week. So until then, everyone, be good. Thanks for hanging out. Seriously, I appreciate you so much, and I will talk to you soon.